Harrington, the president of Gamble, captain of Gamble, I think it's the vice president of player.
I reckon it's going to be an absolute cracker. Yeah, I've got that feeling of that.
Oh, yours?
Ben, have you spoken to Steve today?
Steve Harrington? Yeah.
Well, good stuff. You got everything you need? Everything you need. I'm very close, mate.
All set for EFL Sunday.
Early morning, quiet Saturday night.
I'll text you through who the coaches are later tonight, just so that Sorry, Andy.
About the early time I'm thinking about it.
The federal opposition's casting doubts on embattled Labor MP Craig Thomson's claims the Health Services Union has set him up. Fair Work Australia found Mr Thomson misused his union credit card to pay for prostitutes, travel and lavish meals. But the MP has given his first interview since the scandal broke, claiming a rival union official is behind the plot to ruin his political career. But opposition leader Tony Abbott says no one believes version of events.
Fair Work Australia didn't believe his story. I don't think the Australian public will believe his story either. This story, it's all about giving Julia Gillard an alibi so she can keep clinging to his vote.
A Bentley East family will donate a rare World War I firearm to the Australian War Memorial after it was discovered among war relics in their garage. The German 1918 Luger firearm belonged to Sergeant John Slatter, along with other items found, including a grenade, ammunition and military badges. Police Sergeant Aaron Ferguson says the cache is a rare find.
Well, I've contacted the Australian War Memorial. They seem fairly excited about this thing, particularly given that everything's been found in context. So everything related to what he's done and where he's been is in that bag. So a single item by itself probably isn't worth that much, but in the context of finding it all together, it's an incredible find.
Experts fear the loss of 50 frontline workers helping people with drug and alcohol problems will hurt services. Odyssey House and Turning Point have had their funding cut in the federal budget played this hour. The group will then march to the old Treasury building on Spring Street. Anthony Wallace from the Equal Love Movement says the endpoint of the march has particular significance.
We converged on the steps of the old Treasury building, a building that held the records of all births, deaths and marriages, and a building that we'd hope will store marriage certificates of same-sex couples in the very near future.
Australian actor Matthew Newton will have another 6 weeks to prepare his case or reach a deal with prosecutors on accusations of punching a Miami hotel clerk in the face. He's been granted a continuance in court. The 35-year-old is charged with counts of battery and resisting arrest without violence after he allegedly confronted the clerk just last month. Briefly, another boat seekers has been intercepted off Christmas Island with 84 passengers to undergo health and security checks, and a Galaxy poll has found 46% of Australians believe they're worse off under the Gillard government's 2012-13 budget. Updating sport now, and Geelong defender Matthew Scarlett is a late withdrawal from this hour's clash with the Crows in Adelaide because of a thigh injury. Geelong coach Chris Scott says the Crows have been impressive.
They've only lost one game for the year, so that's quite remarkable. But I'm not surprised to see them playing a really style and have them, he's got their players really about and motivated and playing good, sustainable, aggressive footy.
Also today, Greater Western Sydney and Gold Coast clash in Canberra, and Richmond meets Sydney at the MCG. Tonight, Essendon takes on West Coast, while Brisbane faces Collingwood. Black Caviar will be aiming for win number 21 when she races at Morfordville later today. Trainer Peter Moody says a victory won't overshadow her previous wins.
They're all special. She just continues to add to a great record. I'm sure every time she goes to the races, someone finds something for her to break or some reason for her to get beat. So let's hopefully it's the former, not the latter.
And in golf, American Zach Johnson and Mark Kuchar, Kevin Nye are tied for the lead at 8 under par after the second round of the US PGA Tour Players Championship in Florida. News time, 1:05.
Radio Eastern 98.1 Weather Update.
Yes, and taking a look at the latest Bureau forecast, and the Bureau says for most of this afternoon, scattered showers with possible hail, mostly over southeastern suburbs, and tending to rain over the southeast and outer eastern suburbs. Tonight, winds west to southwesterly. We're going for a top today of 15. The outlook for Sunday is a few showers and 14. Monday, a shower or two and 15. Tuesday, shower or two clearing and 16. And Wednesday, mostly sunny and 18. Currently in Melbourne's outer east, it's sitting on 15 degrees. This is Radio Eastern 98.1.
Now it's time to go local for your footy. This is EFL Saturday. Let's jump straight into the warm-up.
Oh, they're the new kids on the block, and they are impressing everyone in the Eastern Football League so far, on and off the field. And we are delighted to be out at Reserve today to see the new boys, Park Orchards, taking on Forest Hill, who have been in Division 4 for the past couple of years, looking to make that next step up to Division 3. So it will be a fantastic contest. Of course, that game will kick off at 2:10 today, right here on EFL Game Day. My name is Ben Waterworth, and it's time to get stuck into the pre-game. And joining me to get stuck into it this afternoon is the man with the shiniest head in the EFL Media Team, Jeff Manolitza.
Yeah, good afternoon, Ben. Really looking forward to this game, and fortunately the weather's nice out there, so on the boundary it shouldn't be too bad today.
Yeah, hopefully our Akira Urgent Care boundary riders don't have to bring up that very, very nice footy EFL umbrella that Darren McKenzie had to use the other day out of ball, and it worked out very nicely as well. So, we got one man with the shiniest head in the business in the EFL Media Team. Now, the man with the longest hair, it's almost getting a bit out of hand, Sting style at the moment. Daniel Senchik in special comments.
Very much missing the nickname Sting since Sean Kelly left us. But yeah, looking forward to today. It's going to be a tough contest between two teams who each had 2 wins for the year. And Park Orchard's really impressing me with their start to the season. Yeah, on the field as well. But we've come here off the field, gentlemen. Let's talk about Park Orchards quickly. You come in here, and you almost get the feeling this is a club not in Division 4. A little bit. You get the feeling it's a little bit higher up the ladder. The hospitality, how the ground looks, the grandstand, the view. Isn't it, Jeffrey?
Yeah, fantastic ground. It's in great nick at the moment, and also the grandstand, as you mentioned, a nice big grandstand, lots of seating, and hopefully we'll get a good crowd out here too.
So of course we'll preview this game and have some guests from both clubs in the first half an hour, and then at 1:30 we will take a break and we'll go and get stuck into all the other games around the Eastern Football League today across all 4 divisions. Dan, I want to ask you about Forest Hill, and I've had a little bit of a look at this game, and I want to ask you about Forest Hill. Not a fantastic start for Forest Hill, of course. They haven't got their 2 big goal kickers this year. Stewie Wine and Slater are not at the club this year, and they struggled to kick a score. What's been your assessment of Forest Hill so far this season?
Well, to kick goals, they're missing Adam Slater, who's a big mad mountain of a man, to say the least, and Park Orchards will want to shut them down up forward today and continue them their woes up forward. But I want to talk about the fact that they've played already the Basin.
Yes. They've
played the Basin, so they've had their baptism of fire. So it looks like it's smooth sailing from here on in for them, and hopefully a win today for Forest Hill will have them in good step for the rest of the season.
What about Park Orchards for you, Jeffrey? They've come in this year. They've been quite impressive. They got a good win in their first round against Canterbury that really got them going. had a bye, had another loss in between that as well, and of course got over the line against Surrey Park last weekend. How do you assess their start to the season?
Yeah, look, they've been really impressive, I've got to say. You wouldn't have thought 4 rounds in that they'd be sitting 4th on the ladder at the moment. And I've noted also that in every game this year, they've actually had more scoring shots than their opposition. So they're getting their hands on the ball, they're getting opportunities, and the results are flowing from that. So very impressive start.
Absolutely for the Sharks, and it's the sun is just starting to sort of peak its way through as well. So I know it's supposed to be a chilly top of around 15 degrees, I think it is today, but I'm sure it'll be a fantastic contest nonetheless. Of course, you can text us anytime today, whether it's banter, whether it's scores from around the ground, 0410 495 582. 0410 495 582. Anything you want to add to the broadcast, make sure you text us in. And just notice, we actually had a text through on Wednesday night from the groundskeeper of the MCG of the EFL, Graham Callum, just telling Peter Baird to get off the bandwagon of the Mitcham Football Club. Doesn't want to get ahead of themselves, and that's fair enough as well. We're expecting a few guests from Park Orchards. I think we're expecting the President, Steve Harrington, who I saw just walking around before. He's very, very excited about today, so looking forward to having a chat to him, not only about today's game, but the build-up as well. Just as we're getting Steve into the caravan, I might get a tip from you today from the contest, Park Orchards or Forest Hill.
Look, I'm a fan of a bit of footy romance, so I'd love to see Park Orchards win today. That said, I think Forest Hill will be too strong. You know, Park Orchards, new kids on the block, they've impressed a lot already. I think Forest Hill are due for a win. Well, it's pretty evenly split, the tipping page, on page 2 of the Eastern Footballer, a very fine publication. Page 2 of the Eastern Footballer, it's 4-2. In terms of Forest Hill there, but one man who's definitely thinking the Park Orchards going to win today. Of course, he is the president here at the Park Orchards Football Club. He's a well-known face around the Eastern Football League. It's a pleasure to have him in the EFL caravan this afternoon. Very good afternoon to Steve Harrington. Great to have you in the caravan as well, Steve. I had a special request for a question from Ben Warren Smith, and he said to ask you what it was like driving to the first training session as a senior club. I know it was a very interesting time for yourself. Describe what that was like for you.
Look, it was a very interesting experience. I have to say I had my heart in my mouth a little bit as I drove down Park Road, sort of pulling into the car park. I thought, are we going to have 10 players and maybe 10 cars, or are we going to have a decent number? And when I turned the corner from Park Road into Nees Road and I saw 40 or 50 cars in the car park, I actually had a sigh of relief and maybe gave myself a bit of a high five, because I thought, yep, we've actually arrived.
Do you pinch yourself, not only the start on the field, but do you pinch yourself as well how smooth, I know it's not all smooth sailing, but how impressive the club has been so far, both on and off the field?
Look, we do. I think we describe ourselves a bit like a swan on the lake, though. It's very smooth on the top, and underneath we're paddling like crazy. But look, we're very happy with how it's gone so far. We're still learning a lot every day, every week, every month. We'll learn more about senior football clubs and how they run and how they work. But we're enjoying our experience.
Steve, being the first season in the in this division. Your goals for the season, both on and off the field. On the field, was it a certain number of wins? Was it finals, or was it just to basically consolidate this spot at the moment and bring in the crowds off field?
Look, we didn't set ourselves too much from an on-field perspective. In very simple terms, we started the season by saying we'd like to win more games in the second half of the season than what we win in the first half of the season. Now, if we win 6 or 7 games in the first half of the season, that's going to be a bit difficult. So we might need to adjust that. But that's our starting position, to finish the season a little bit stronger than what we sort of started. Off the field, we want to make sure that we're a good, viable football club that people want to be associated with, a football club that is sound and is here for a long time. And I suppose a football club that the EFL will look back and say, look, we're glad we gave Park Orchards an opportunity to join our league.
And how's your membership drive going at the moment?
Look, membership is good. Now, we've got a special category of membership called Foundation Membership, where we've asked people to pledge $1,000 to help establish the club. We've got 34 Foundation members, which is a fantastic result. Our aim was to get at least 20, so we've beat that by another 50%. And our general membership is increasing every week as the people of Park Orchards get to know, that there is a community-based senior club in their midst. They're keen to come on board.
And I saw your number 1 ticket holder, Kevin Sheedy. What's the relationship there between Kevin and the club?
Look, we've got a long-standing relationship. Kevin supported us at a junior club for a number of years, attending events and coming along to nights. We approached him towards the end of last year about just giving us general support for the senior football club. He did make an interesting comment that he thought it was about time that Park Orchards had a senior football club. He used to joke that when he was in negotiations with the Bombers about getting new contracts, that, well, if I don't get a contract from you, I'll go and ask Park Orchards to coach me, if I can coach them. So we have said to him that whenever he's had his time up in Sydney and he still wants to get his coaching fix, he can come back to us anytime he likes.
Steve, is there any season-defining games this year that you have in your mind or have marked on the calendar already? I mean, you've been competitive in a lot of your games already, but, you know, the Basin and South Belgrave, clubs like that, the benchmarks of Division 4 competition, are they the season-defining matches, and how do you see yourself going in against those teams?
Look, I think they will be the real test for us. We'll know where we're at, you know, on the field when we play against those sides. We've had a good start and respectful of every club we play against, but we know that the more challenging games are most probably, you know, ahead of us, not behind us. But, you know, and then we'll have to sort of, you know, reevaluate, you know, just where our strengths and weaknesses are. You know, we realise that we'll need to strengthen ourselves on the field, you know, against those sort of sides. That'll give us an indication of, you know, where we need to do that, and maybe, you know, help us set some plans for the next season and beyond.
Do you feel the bye could have come at a better time?
There's still, you know, opportunities for them to improve as they get to know each other better, what they can and can't do, and the more games of football they play, the more chances that'll actually sort of gel together.
Well, Steve, it's been fantastic to have you in the EFL caravan. I know I know it's a very interesting time for anyone associated with the club. I know it's a big day. You've got an opportunity to beat a well-established club in Division 4, and we wish you the best of luck for today and also for the rest of the season.
Look, thanks very much, boys. Really appreciate you coming out here today. We're delighted to have you as part of our program here today. Good calling today, and thanks for the opportunity to have a chat.
Our pleasure. Steve Harrington, the president of the Park Orchards Football Club. He loves his club. He loves the Eastern Footy League, and we're very glad to have someone like a club like the Park Orchards Football Club and around the Eastern Football League, particularly in Division 4. And going on there by their on-field results, Jeff, I know I'm not calling it early, but they could sort of finish around the sort of the middle of the road mark by going on some of the early results. They could push a few of those teams who could finish in the sort of the top 4 or 5, don't you think?
Yeah, definitely, Ben. As I said earlier, they've been competitive every game this season. They've had more scoring shots than any other team they've played, and sitting 4th at the moment. Look, they'll only get stronger, as Steve was saying, throughout the season, as their aim is to win more games later in the season. They're already winning games, so things are looking up for them, and yeah, I'd expect them about middle of the run, to be honest.
Is that how you're thinking at the moment, Dan?
Yeah, Jeff mentioned their scoring shots. In 3 of their games, they've kicked 15-15, 9 goals 18, and 5 goals 12, so there's a lot of scoring shots there, and the one they lost to the Eastern Lions, they kicked 9 goals 18. Probably could have been 18 goals 9, and they would have had a win there. So, yeah, very impressive start to the season for Park Orchards.
Very impressive. What we're going to do now is we're going to take our first break here on EFL Game Day. After the break, we're going to come back with some guests from the Forest Hill Football Club and hopefully another one from Park Orchards. And that's all happening right here, coming up right here after the break on EFL Game Day.
Come aboard with the new Whistleblowers every Monday evening between 7 and 10, right here on Radio Eastern, and enjoy a journey back through the history of our great country. You'll ride the rails on trains old and new, sail the seas on great ships of the past, and fly the skies with the pioneers of yesteryear and the jetliners of today. Be enthralled by tales of the gold rush days, of epic journeys of exploration, and the grim days when war came to Australia. Enjoy the nostalgia of earlier years of Australian radio. Hear history first-hand from a wide variety of guests, and be a contributor to the program with your own tales and recollections. Join me, Bob Hazelwood, and the team for the new Whistleblowers every Monday evening between 7 and 10, right here on Radio Eastern 98.1.
Every club expects high performance from their team. At Ferntree Gully Holden, you'll find the latest high-performance vehicles in the HSV range, and the team will give you the best possible deal. So if you're looking for a high-performance HSV, look no further than Ferntree Gully Holden, Burwood Highway, Ferntree Gully, for a great deal, or visit www.ftgmotor.com.au. Ferntree Gully Holden, your community dealer. LMCT 443, a proud supporter of the Eastern Football League and Radio Eastern.
If you love your EFL footy like I do and you love getting down to see your team play, you don't want to be spending your weekend stuck in the car driving. That's why I opened a Breeze account. Eastlink is the quickest, easiest way to get around Melbourne's east, and Tag's the cheapest way to use Eastlink. So open your Breeze account online at eastlink.com.au today and use Eastlink in the cheapest possible way. With a Tag account, instead of being stuck behind the wheel, I can have more time getting stuck into the umpire. Ball! Eastlink, it's time better spent, like at the footy.
Program sponsor. In desperate need of some windows but your budget's too tight? Never fear, because the team at T&B Window Warehouse has the right solution for you. We have surplus windows to suit the needs of any budget. We're located at 120 to 124 Bayfield Road East, Bayswater North. Give us a call, 8727 7506. That's 8727 7506. T&B Window Warehouse. Don't forget the name, part of the EAL and AW Transport Group. Number 1 in window transport. Program sponsor.
Kids eat free Mondays and Tuesdays for a limited time at Hog's Breath Cafe. Get out! When an adult dines at Hog's Breath Cafe, you also get a kids meal free. Select from any one of our special kids meal combos with a soft drink and ice cream. That's hospitality. Mondays and Tuesdays for a limited time. So get in for our great kids meal deal. Kids eat free at Hog's Breath Cafe. Love you to join us. Call 1-800-HOGSTAR.
Chadston, Dandenong, Coringal, Knox Ozone, Water Gardens and Geelong. Come in and experience some hospitality.
Program sponsor.
The warm-up continues right here on EFL Saturday.
Yes, welcome back out here to Domeney Reserve. Park Orchards and Forest Hill is our match of the day, and we're looking forward to getting our teeth stuck into this one, and as are these two gentlemen who have just joined us in the EFL caravan. We've got Stu Cassidy, the Vice President of the Forest Hill. Welcome, Stu. And, of course, also, it's a very stressful time for a player, but we certainly do appreciate Michael Cardamone coming in the caravan. Good afternoon to you, Michael.
Thanks, boys.
Michael, let's start with you. Jeff just mentioned off air just then, you got 4 goals last weekend, playing sort of midfield off the half forward in a reasonably low-scoring game as well. Nice to get a few goals on the board.
Yeah, it was good. Good to hit the scoreboard, I suppose. Good to get a win against Canterbury.
Of course, absolutely. I suppose the biggest loss, and when you look at the team sheet from last year compared to this year, the two big boys up forward don't have Stewie Wine or Slater up there this year. How have you gone about changing that and different avenues to goal? Has that been quite an interesting process for you over the pre-season?
Yeah, it's a big loss, obviously, losing the two big fellas down there, but we're trying to go a bit smaller and use our good skills through the midfield, looking for a coach, Brett Shelders up there, and Chris Greenland, who we recruited from Blackburn and Whitefriars. So them two boys hopefully do the job today and kick a few goals for us.
And Stu, tell us about, Michael just mentioned, Brett Shoulders just then has come over from the Nunawading Football Club, brought a few players over from Nunawading himself. What was the process like of bringing Brett in, and what's he sort of added to the club, both on and off the field, since arriving?
I didn't have a lot to do with the process. Wayne Coleman got a few of the older boys from around the club that had coached previously and that sort of stuff, and got a coaching panel together, and they sat down and decided what the club needed going forward, and that's the result they ended up with, looking at his culture side and his on-field as well.
And Michael, the pre-season, was it one of the tougher pre-seasons that you've done this year, or how did you find it?
Yeah, it wasn't too bad. We put the boys through a pretty tough pre-season, tried to get the fitness levels up. I think last year the club struggled a little bit with the fitness side of things, so we worked hard on that, and hopefully later in the year it really pays dividends.
Just on the fitness side of things, I've noticed on your scores this year so far, you've had fantastic first quarters, but thereafter, I think in 3 of your 4 games, you've only scored 2, 3, 4 goals for the rest of the game.
Yeah.
Is that a fitness thing, or is that a mental thing?
I don't think it's a fitness thing. Well, hopefully not. Yeah, it's just something that's, I suppose, has happened in the first 3 4 rounds.
Is it something that you're concentrating on?
We are. We're concentrating. We're working harder. Our Tuesday nights have been a lot more solid than the last couple of weeks due to having a loss that we weren't expecting last week against Sylvan.
Yep.
But we worked hard on the training track this week, and hopefully we get the 4 points today. And
also, in terms of scoring shots, you're getting quite a few scoring shots, but again, the accuracy in front of. Are you practicing more at training these days on shots on goal?
Well, 5-18 we kicked last week, so we kicked ourselves out of it.
Tough conditions though.
Yeah, the ball was a bit heavy, but no excuses. 5-18 is, I suppose, bad kicking's bad footy, so we've got to work on that and hopefully kick straight today and get 4 points.
Good stuff.
Michael, a heavy loss to the Basin a few weeks ago. As the playing assistant, what's the main difference between Forest Hill and the Basin in terms of skill level and things like that?
Well, more competitive for the first half against the Basin. They were really physical early and set the standard, and they were really quick and physical, and I reckon they're the team to beat this year. So we know where we've got to get to if we're going to be competitive with the top 2 sides. So we've got a lot to work on, but hopefully we can work hard the next fortnight to month and get some wins on the board.
And just on Park Orchards, they're obviously a new kids on the block in the competition this year. How do you go about planning against playing Park Orchards, given they're a bit of an unknown quantity?
Yeah, it's true. They've started well. I think they're 2-1. They've had a bye. Yep. So they've started really well. So they've been pretty impressive from a couple of games we've seen. I think we're just got to, the first 15 minutes is going to be massive. Just be physical with their younger bodies and hopefully put them on the back foot a bit.
Stu, how's the Forest Hill Footy Club been tracking off the field? I know it's an important part of footy clubs. To have the dosh rolling in from that side of thing. How's the Forest Hill Footy Club been tracking off the field of late?
Yeah, it's going pretty well. Of course, you can always use more hands around the club, and that's one thing. But obviously, you can't do it without the help of sponsors and stuff like that. So, our sponsors are really good to us.
Now, Mr. President Wayne was supposed to be sort of organising with Ben Warren-Smith today, the guest, but you were thrown into that. Where is the President today?
He's working on a motor car.
What does he do? Work with V8 style cars?
With the Masters series, which runs before the V8s.
Jeez, does he help out the Forest Hill Footy Club, any of the players, yourself?
It's not his car. He just works on it. So.
All right, fair enough as well. Well, it's been a pleasure. I've been just as good as replacement, Stu. It's been great to have Stu Cassidy and Michael Cardamone in the EFL caravan today. Good luck, gentlemen, for today, and good luck for the rest of the season.
Thanks, boys.
Thanks, Goss.
Cheers. Stu Cassidy and Michael Cardamone, Vice President and playing assistant of the Forest Hill Football Club. And as we mentioned a couple of times, an interesting year for Forest Hill this year. Of course, with the loss of those 2 big guys up forward. But interesting to note how they're going smaller and going towards goal. So it'll be interesting to see how they go about that today. In your mind, I know you've done a little bit of research on Forest Hill. Who are some of the key players for the Zebras today in trying to get the 4 points?
Look, the man that we've just been talking to, Cardamone, 4 goals last week, been in the best players the last few weeks. Berger had a great game last week as well as Wiedemann and Sincotta. So, look, they're probably the key, and we've noted on our lists, obviously, the 3 Sincotta boys as well. So, look, they're probably the keys for Forest Hill at this stage, and that accuracy in front of goal. As it was said earlier by Michael, if they'd kicked straight last week, they could have had another win on the board. So that's probably vital for them as well.
Yeah, good luck to Dyson Baker and Ben Warren-Smith calling all those names today. 3 Sincottas. We've got a couple of Turners. What else have we got on the list, Jeffrey?
Park Orchards, yes. A couple of Turners, couple of Fayers.
Couple of Fayers, that's the one. So good luck to our callers today. Much appreciated. Of course, we'll be crossing down to our Akira Urgent Care Boundary Riders. Akira Urgent Care, the first walk-in medical emergency clinic in Australia, Jeffrey. So if you unfortunately find yourself in a bit of spot of bother from an injury point of view, make sure you walk in to 157 Scoresby Road in Baronia. They do fantastic work. And of course, the Bendigo Bank scoreboard, always doing fantastic work there as well. Just a quick tip from you, who's going to win this game, Park Orchards or Forest Hill today for you, Jeffrey?
I'm actually leaning towards Park Orchards today. I think they've started very strongly this year. Look, I think they've the key players there, Fayer, Gamble. Gamble's in fantastic form, and we're going to be speaking to him later on today, and Gallagher as well. So they're the keys for them. They're looking good on their home ground. Now, they've only played one game here,
this is true.
But they're undefeated here at home. So that's a good record to have, and I'm sure they'll want to keep that one, keep that record at the moment. So I'm tipping Park Orchards in a very close game, though.
It's going to be very close, nonetheless. I think Forest Hill, my hunch is, I know I've tipped Park Orchards in the record, but I just got the feeling that Forest Hill have sort of been thinking about it over the past couple of days. I think they really want to make a statement, especially coming up after a disappointing loss to Sylvan last weekend. It was a tough game, a wet ball, as the guys were saying just beforehand. So get the feeling Forest Hill will really give it a good shot today. And Park Orchards for you, Dan?
No, I'm going with Forest Hill.
Going Forest?
Forest Hill, yep. A safe tip for me today. As much as I would love Park Orchards to win and continue to be impressed with their start to the season, I think Forest Hill have just got a bit more polish across the board. You know, Matt Whitty's been in their best players the last few weeks, and I think he'll get the job done from today.
So 2 Forest Hills, 1 Park Orchards. That's how we're tipping here on EFL Game Day. Don't forget you can text us anytime throughout the day, 0410 495 582, 0410 495 582. If you missed that number, bad luck, but it's on page 2 of the Eastern Footballer if you want to try and pick that up. What we're going to do now, gentlemen, is we're going to take our second break here on EFL Game Day. After the break, we're going to have a look at all of the games across all 4 divisions across the Eastern Football League, get our tips, and just give you some really in-depth style analysis. So looking forward to that on the other side of the break, right here on EFL Game Day.
Why not join Trish Seamer and me, Rex Shields, every Monday afternoon between 2 and 4 on your favourite radio station, Radio Eastern 98.1. Loads of musical variety and interviews for your listening pleasure. Don't forget, anything goes. It's all on Radio Eastern 98.1.
In desperate need of some windows but your budget's too tight? Never fear, because the team at T&B Window Warehouse has the right solution for you. We have surplus windows to suit the needs of any budget. We're located at 120 to 124 Bayfield Road East, Bayswater North. Give us a call, 8727-7506. That's 8727-7506. T&B Window Warehouse. Don't forget the name. AW Transport Group, #1 in window transport. Program sponsor.
Kids eat free Mondays and Tuesdays for a limited time at Hog's Breath Cafe. Get out! When an adult dines at Hog's Breath Cafe, you also get a kids meal free. Select from any one of our special kids meal combos with a soft drink and ice cream. That's hospitality. Mondays and Tuesdays for a limited time. So get in for our great kids meal deal. Kids eat free at Hog's Breath Cafe. Love you to join us. Call 1-800-HOGSTAR.
Chadstone, Dandenong, Karingal, Knox Ozone, Water Gardens and Geelong. Come in and experience some hospitality.
Program sponsor.
Now, you need emergency treatment fast? Then come into Urgent Care, Australia's first walk-in emergency clinic. And they're giving you a new option for emergency care. Walk in without booking an appointment, and we will see and treat you in under an hour. And you'll pay only $150, even if you require further radiology or pathology, which are bulk billed on site. So, the next time you have a medical emergency, walk into Akira Urgent Care on 157 Scoresby Road, Boronia. Check them out online at akiraurgentcare.com. Urgent Care. Your health, your destiny.
Kids eat free Mondays and Tuesdays for a limited time at Hog's Breath Cafe. Get out! When an adult dines at Hog's Breath Cafe, you also get a kids meal free. Select from any one of our special kids meal combos with a soft drink and ice cream. That's hospitality. Mondays and Tuesdays for a limited time. So get in for our great kids meal deal. Kids eat free at Hog's Breath Cafe. Love you to join us. Call 1-800-HOGSTAR.
Chadstone, Dandenong, Karingal, Knox Ozone, Water Gardens and Geelong. Come in and experience some hospitality.
Program sponsor.
Every club expects high performance from their team. At high performance vehicles in the HSV range, and the team will give you the best possible deal. So if you're looking for a high performance HSV, look no further than Ferntree Gully Holden, Burwood Highway, Ferntree Gully for a great deal, or visit www.ftgmotor.com.au. Ferntree Gully Holden, your community dealer. LMCT 443, a proud supporter of the Eastern Football League and Radio Eastern.
In footy, the best players always get tagged. In Melbourne, the best and cheapest way to get around the tollways is to get your car. That's That's because a Breeze account works on Eastlink and it works on CityLink too. A tag's also the cheapest way to use Eastlink and CityLink. So open your Breeze account online at eastlink.com.au and start winning as a tagger today. Speaking of winning, my team's a sure thing for 4 points today and maybe the premiership. Come on up, that was in the back. Eastlink, it's time better spent. Like at the footy.
Program sponsor.
The warm-up continues right here on EFL Saturday.
Domeney Reserve is the venue of today's EFL match of the day. It's Park Orchards taking on Forest Hill in Division 4. The first ball up is in. It's at 10 past 2 today. What am I saying? Kick-off that round ball game, Jeffrey. Moving on, we're going to go through all the games in Division 4 today, or all 4 divisions, I should say. And we're going to start, of course, Park Orchards and Forest Hill is our match of the day. Let's have a look at the Ferntree Gully Eagles taking on Canterbury. A very disappointing start to the year for Ferntree Gully. We've mentioned it a number of times on this program, on all our programs as well. They come up against the Canterbury side, who's been reasonably impressive. Both these teams coming off the bye. I think Ferntree Gully, though, surely they've got to bounce back at some stage.
Yeah, look, Ben, I reckon this is going to be a real toss-up, this game. As you said, Ferntree Gully not in great form. Canterbury, though, interesting to know, they've lost to both the teams we're going to see out here today, Park Orchards and also Forest Hill. I'm tipping Ferntree Gully here in a very close one.
They made the finals last year, and very hard done by not to win the big thing at the end of the season. But for mine.
The Basin taking on Surrey Park out there at Batterham Reserve, and I've got a bad feeling about this one, gentlemen. The Basin are in top-notch form at the moment, and this could get very, very ugly.
Yeah, you're right. This is going to get messy. Surrey Park beaten by 170 points a couple of weeks ago.
Against South Belgrade, was it?
Yeah, and I'm thinking today's going to be something similar, especially Basin. I mean, as I said, they're in great form. 100-point win over Eastern Lions last week. This is going to be messy.
Yeah, Surrey Park is safe as black caviar today, boys. I'm going for the Basin. I think the Basin will win.
I think the Basin will win quite comfortably. Kilsyth taking on South Belgrave, a very young Kilsyth side this season, and you can tell by the results as well. South Belgrave, one of the top 2 teams in Division 4, will not have too many issues, I think, with Kilsyth today.
Yeah, look, like the game we just described before, South Belgrave haven't lost a game this season. Kilsyth haven't won one. South Belgrave, great win over Nuttawading last week, and very accurate kicking, 19 goals for. Yeah. So if they do that again this week, that's what they'd be wanting. In very tough conditions too. Just knowing those tough conditions, Kilsyth coming off a bye, so that's really good news for them. But I still don't think they'll have the firepower to beat South Belgrave.
Yeah, last week on EFL Sunday, the media team were somewhat split between South Belgrave and the Basin to take out the Divi 4 flag. Yeah. I think South Belgrave today.
Okay. Probably the match of the round in Division 4 today, gentlemen, is Sylvan taking on Nuttawading. I think Nuttawading have improved a little bit on their form last year in 2011. Just seem to be kicking out a little bit more in terms of points for, but Sylvan look like they've taken another step up. They sit third on the ladder at the moment, and I think if they want to prove that they're going to be a good team in 2012, they'll win comfortably today, and I think they'll do that.
Yeah, look, I agree with you. I think Sylvan will win this one. They've been very good defensively this year as well, so they've actually given away the least number of points in Division 4 this season, so that's a great sign for them defensively. Nuttawading, they were beaten convincingly a couple of weeks ago against Eastern Lions, and as we said before, against South Belgrave last week. I'm tipping they're going to lose 3 in a row.
Yeah, Sylvan at home look the goods to me today. Look, Nuttawading are sort of struggling this year. Losing to the Eastern Lions did them no good in the minds of the media team, so I think Sylvan.
And of course, the Eastern Lions have the bye in Division 4 this round. Division 3, gentlemen, Templestowe taking on the Whitehorse Pioneers. Whitehorse Pioneers, a fantastic win last weekend. Daniel Johnson kicking 8 goals, a great start for him. And the Templestowe Footy Club haven't been that impressive in season 2012 yet. The Whitehorse Pioneers are getting the Dockers at the best possible time if they want to cause an upset. Just if it was at Whitehorse's home ground, Walker Park this year, I would have been really tempted to tip the Pioneers, but just at Porter Street, I think the Dockers will be able to bounce back.
Yeah, look, I agree with everything you've said. The Whitehorse Pioneers, great win last week. As you said, Johnson kicked 8, Newton kicked 2. They were the only 2 goal kickers last week, and the week before they only kicked 2 goals, and both of those were kicked by Mitchell. So they've only had 3 goal kickers in the last 2 weeks. That might be a bit of a problem for them today. Templestowe, they've only beaten Warrandyte, who hasn't won a game this year, and they lost to the Hawks in the last couple of weeks. So far from being in great form, but I'm going Templestowe.
Yeah, I'm going Templestowe as well, boys. Look, Whitehorse Wallace Pioneers, while they've played some good footy this season, they look a bit too reliant on the same 2 or 3 blokes. So I think Templestowe at home, and they'll get their second win for the year.
Yeah, Templestowe all around here. Baronia taking on Coldstream. The team that Wildest Pioneers beat last weekend, of course, was Coldstream. They are very, very hard to read. They're a moody teenage female at the moment. Baronia, on the other hand, a very good win against Heathmont last weekend. Just Heathmont were on a bit of a roll, but Baronia just said, hey, we're the team to beat here, or we're one of the big boys in Division 3. I think Baronia will get a very good victory over Coldstream today.
Yeah, strong win last week over Heathmont. Kept Heathmont to 3 goals. Yeah. Baronia, look, they've only lost 1 game this year. Coldstream's only won 1. I think Baronia will be too strong here.
I think Baronia's backline need a big round of applause because to keep Darren Sheen and Leo to match to the scores that they did last week and to win in convincing form as they did last week, they're absolute rippers down there in that Baronia backline. So I think Baronia comfortably today.
I think it was Luke Allison who played on Darren Sheen last week, kept in goalless. Of course, Darren Sheen, the leading goal kicker in Division 3 this year. And they didn't try and body him. Of course, Big Sheen just stands there and just bottles everyone out. Allison was a smaller guy, but just jumped over the top of him and fisted the ball away, and that seemed to work out quite well. So it will be interesting to see if other Division 3 clubs go in with that same mentality for the rest of the year. Local rivalry, Ringwood taking on North Ringwood today. I'm sure it'll be reasonably spiteful out there at Jubilee Park. Ringwood look a little bit revitalised under the tutelage now of Josh Toohey. Nick Tannen, of course, leaving the club a couple of weeks ago. And Ringwood, 2 games under Josh Toohey, 2 wins. Unfortunately, though, I think it will be 2-1 for Josh Toohey at the end of today. I think North Ringwood will be too strong despite this game being at Jubilee Park.
Yeah, look, Ben, you're right in terms of the turnaround the last couple of weeks. So after two losses earlier this season, 2 wins now. Sean Lucas, Luke Davis, and Trent Farmer fantastic form at the moment. North Ringwood, look, they're undefeated, but they've only kicked like 2 goals, 3 goals in the second half in the last couple of games. So I'm not sure whether that's
taking the foot off the pedal.
I think maybe so.
Ooh.
Yeah. So and that's not what you want to do early in the season. You really want to finish teams off, get the percentage up, and build a bit of confidence. So I'm a bit worried about that. They're playing good defensive footy though as well. North Ringwood not giving away too many points. I'm actually tipping an upset here. I think Ringwood 3 straight. I'm tipping the upset here.
Yeah, I'm gonna go against you, Jeff. I'm gonna go for North Ringwood. I think the honeymoon period for Ringwood's going to end today. I think they've had 2 good wins already. North Ringwood keen to get on with things in season 2012. I think they're the team to beat this year.
Yeah, North Ringwood do seem like the team to beat, but as you said, Ringwood might be sort of primed for the upset. So looking forward to sort of following all the scores from that game, and of course all the scores from around the EFL grounds today. The Glen Waverley Hawks taking on Warrandyte. Very disappointing start to the year for the Warrandyte Football Club. 0-4, sitting on the bottom of the Division 3 ladder. The Glen Waverley Hawks just still finding their feet, I think, in Division 3 after coming up from Division 4. But they look like they can be a good side this year, possibly push for the finals, and they'll get an easy victory over Warrandyte today.
Yeah, look, I was talking to Will on the way here today.
Talking to Wilbur?
I was, and he went out to see
last
Warrandyte last
week.
Week, and he said that they were quite impressive against Templestowe, and I think he was tipping Warrandyte today, so tipping a bit of a roughie, but look, I can't agree with him. I agree with you, Ben. I think Glen Waverley Hawks, too strong. Brad Riddle, Josh Gray, and Tutu as well in great form. That's right. So, look, I think, again, they'll have too much firepower. Warrandyte, unfortunately, I think they'll get another loss.
Yeah, I'm going with Glen Waverley Hawks as well. You look at Fia Tutu and his work that he does across the centre-half forward position to the midfield. Yeah. He's their X-factor, no doubt about it. And I think Glen Waverley Hawks too strong today.
Love seeing Fia Tutu go about his work on the field. Of course, the Tutu, the ballerina, he does some fine dancing
He's
work.
far from a ballerina.
He looks like far from a ballerina, but he's got the dance moves like a ballerina. You should see him go to work on the footy field. Like to see his work off the field on a dance floor sometime soon as well. Wanturna South taking on the Heathmont Football Club. Big reality check, as we said, Jeff, before, for the Heathmont Football Club last weekend. Wanturna South lost their first 2 games, won their past 2 games. Looked like they're a little bit more settled in Division 3 so far. I've actually forgotten who I've tipped in this game. I think Heathmont. I think Heathmont can bounce back. I think they got a reality check last weekend. I think Sheen would have got a bit of a talking to during the week from Coach Steve Buckle. I'm tipping Heathmont to bounce back, but not with a lot of confidence.
Yeah, I can't agree with you here. Obviously, this Division 3 clash, we've got Wanturna South coming down from Divi 2, and you've got Heathmont coming up from Divi 4. Wanturna South, as you said, they've been in good form recently, so they've won their last 2 games. Comfortable win over Churnside Park last week, and I'm tipping Wanturna South here.
I'm inclined to go with Wanturna South as well, but I'm sort of leaning towards Heathmont. When you look at the two sides, Wanturna South, obviously Michael Jamison having a very good year.
Forward, yep.
Yeah, good goal kicking forward. Daniel Bedome as well, very hard to stop on his day. But then you look at Heathmont, you've got Sheen and Odermatt, obviously. So, look, I think Heathmont will bounce back. They'll have too much firepower.
And the word from Dyson Baker as well that Mickey Aitken, of course a veteran across the Eastern Football League, has come out of retirement. Or Dyson apparently wasn't supposed to play this year. He's come out of the closet, not in that way, and will play for the Heathmont Football Club up in the forward line today. So looking forward to seeing how Heathmont go today. Final game in Division 3, Churnside Park taking on Mitcham. Mitcham got a big loss to North Ringwood last weekend. They sort of let off the hook, I reckon, in the second half. But out there at Kimberley Reserve today, I think Mitcham will be able to bounce back.
Yeah, this is going to be an interesting game. Both teams, Churnside Park, they've lost their last 2 games after winning the first 2 of the season, and same with Mitcham. But the teams that Mitcham have lost to in the last couple of weeks, North Ringwood, who are sitting first, and Baroni are sitting third on the ladder. So they've had some tough games. Despite saying that, I'm actually tipping Churnside Park in this game.
I'm going to go with Mitcham in this game. I think James Quilty's shown a lot of quality this season. Yep, and obviously Julian Petraka coming across from Blackburn. He actually played his junior footy out at Mitcham, and very hard to play on. I played on him a couple of times. And
Did you really?
He took me to the cleaners. Yep.
You sure?
Yes, and I think Mitcham today.
You seem like a nice football sort of type yourself, Danny. I'm very surprised by that. But so you played out the Knox Footy Club, didn't you?
No, I played for Wanturna South.
Wanturna South.
And the Eastern Lions early on.
Beautiful. Good stuff. Division 2. These guys hate each other. Bayswater and Roval. This is like Adidas versus Nike, Ferrari versus Lamborghini. All those kind of scenarios. Bayswater taking on Roval. But at the moment, it's very hard to go past Roval. They're undefeated. They're doing a fine job at the moment. And even though this game is at Bayswater Reserve, Bayswater Oval, I should say, the home of the Eastern Football League, I've got the feeling that Roval will do this one, and I reckon win it quite comfortably as well.
Yeah, look, this game's going to be an absolute ripper. I think Peter Baird's down there, and he'll give us progressive scores throughout the day. But Peter Baird is just playing down Ringwood at the moment. He's don't want to build them up too soon. And I think Roval, though, we saw him a couple of weeks ago against Montrose. And I tell you what, in that third quarter where they kicked 8 goals and they were getting it out of the centre, the big talls up forward, and then also the small forwards just keeping it in that forward line, they looked impressive. And even better than that, when they were headed by Montrose in that last quarter, Montrose came from 21 points down at three-quarter time. They showed a bit of mental strength as well, and I think that's a great sign for Roval. So I can't see Roval losing this one. Bayswater, the Gelvin boys are in great form at the moment. But, look, I'm tipping Roval in this one.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Roval as well. We saw them a couple of weeks ago against Montrose, as you mentioned, Jeff. Their tackling pressure and ferocity at the contest was absolutely outstanding. And you've got blokes like Marcus Hardy, who has played 350 games, over 350 games.
Yeah, he's a Foss.
Yeah, he's a Foss.
He's a Silver Fox Foss, yes.
He's in fantastic form this year, and why wouldn't he go around next year? And so I'm going to go for Roval today.
Good afternoon to Mark Hardy, if he's listening to 98.1 Radio Eastern EFL Game Day today. Doncaster taking on Mulgrave. Almost, Bayswater Roval could be considered match of the round just purely because of the rivalry. But in terms of ladder positions and what this means, Doncaster and Mulgrave today is probably the game of the round in Division 2. Mulgrave zipping 4 in Division 2 after coming down into Division 1. Doncaster have been reasonably impressive, but at the same time sit 1 and 3. Because this game is at Trams Reserve, the smaller confined, just get the feeling Doncaster might be a little bit too strong today, but Mulgrave will take it up to them.
Yeah, look, Mulgrave, they've struggled up forward this year. They've only averaged 69 points for the year. They only kicked 4 goals last week. And also down in defence, they are leaking quite a few goals. As I said, Doncaster, look, they're trying to find their feet in this division. They've lost their last couple of games, but being competitive, only losing by an average of 20 points or so. Because it is at Trams Reserve, I'm going Doncaster.
Yeah, I'm going to go for Doncaster at home as well. And if anyone watched the footy show on Thursday night on Channel 9, yep, Chris Anarkis was on Almost Football Legends.
Oh, was he really?
Yeah, he was, yep. He didn't win.
Almost
it was, yep.
Did it win?
No, it didn't win, no. I think
what did it lose to? Some stupid clown
probably someone getting their pants pulled down or something like that. I don't know.
An image I have seen, but to make sure you do watch the footy show on a Thursday night, 9:30, very, very good show, when we do thank Channel 9 and 9 News for their principal sponsorship of the Eastern Football League. In Division 2, Donvale taking on Doncaster East. Donvale nearly got a big confidence booster win against Mooroolbark last weekend. Just fell short at the final hurdle. I think they'll come back and get a big victory over Doncaster East today. I really do think that Donvale are ready to take that next step, and they proved it last weekend. If it wasn't for Scotty Demetrio, a good friend, of course, of the Eastern Football League media team, Donvale for mine, and I think they'll do this quite easily.
Yeah, Doncaster, they've had an up and down season so far. Daniel Mead's in great form at the moment, but Donvale, look, they were very competitive against Mooroolbark last week, as Ben just said. Purcell, he's kicked 8 goals in the last 2 weeks, so he's in fine touch at the moment. And yeah, I'm tipping Donvale in this one fairly easily.
Yeah, Donvale for me as well at home. Doncaster East this season look to be struggling a bit, but yeah, Donvale in good form.
Plenty of injuries down at Doncaster East at the moment, particularly in the back line, which is not where you want to get your injuries. Montrose taking on the Waverley Blues. I think this is probably the biggest blowout of today, gentlemen. It's fair to say Montrose and Waverley Blues at very different ends of the ladder, also in development, also in skill level, all of the above, basically. Montrose to win this one quite easily.
Yeah, look, Waverley, they've been beaten by about 5 goals in the last couple of games, so they've been competitive, but again, look, not enough firepower to get them over the line. They've struggled late in games as well. They've only kicked 1 goal in each of the last final quarters, so they're not running games out, and as you said, like Montrose, they showed a lot of grit and determination against Roval a couple of weeks ago to come back after Roval's fantastic third quarter. Look, I think after a thumping 70-point win over Mulgrave last week, with a great spread of goal kickers, they'll be way too strong today.
Yeah, Montrose obviously playing at home in their facilities. Fantastic facilities.
Yeah, they're very good, aren't they, Dan?
Yeah, they're fantastic. Yep. BWS was telling me the super boxes there are sold out for the year.
Oh, wow.
I don't blame them.
Yes,
so,
it's a great view.
Yeah, Montrose today. Brett Johnson coming on board in the pre-season. He's been fantastic for them this year through the midfield. I think they'll just have a bit more polish than the Waverley Blues, and they'll get home.
Big game today in the last game in Division 2 is Mooroolbark taking on Upper Ferntree Gully. Big game for Upper Gully today. Mooroolbark are, of course, the team to beat, I think, no doubt, in Division 2 along with Roval. But Upper Gully, a good chance to test themselves, to assess where they're at, because it's hard to sort of get a read on whether they're ready to challenge against some of these teams like Mooroolbark and Roval. Today is the perfect day to test that. I don't think they'll win, but I've got a feeling that they'll really take it up to Mooroolbark like Donvale did last weekend.
Yeah, look, you're right in terms of having to face a challenge, because Upper Ferntree Gully, they've won 2 games, but they've won those over Waverley Blues and Mulgrave, and both of those teams haven't won a game this season. So they're beating those lower teams. This will be their challenge today. Mooroolbark haven't lost a game all season. Look, 26 and 28 scoring shots in the last couple of weeks, so they're getting a lot of shots on goal. Talevsky up forward, he's kicked 8 goals in the last couple of weeks, so he's in fine form as well. I think they'll have too much firepower, Mooroolbark for me.
Yeah, the sexy team of the EFL, Ben Waterworth.
Very, very sexual, yes.
Yep. Mooroolbark will get home today. Talevsky up forward, obviously. He's having a good year. He had a good year last year too. Too much firepower for Mooroolbark. They'll get home.
Good afternoon to Kidde Talevsky and all the Mooroolbark Football Club. Division 1, gentlemen. Big day of Division 1 football. Starts with Lilydale taking on Balwyn. I think Lilydale were pretty disappointed with their loss to South Croydon last weekend. Most people tipped them, and I think most people expected them to win, but South Croydon came up trumps in the end. And of course, we saw Balwyn last weekend. The media team, most of the media team saw Balwyn, and they were impressive. In tough conditions, they were able to get the victory over a much improved Norwood side. Away from home, I know it's a big travel, possibly one of the biggest travels in the Eastern Football League to go from Balwyn and Lilydale. I understand Balwyn players were put up in the Lilydale International Hotel last night to try and not make the travel so much, but I think Balwyn, despite the travel factor, will be able to get a victory today.
Yeah, we got an insight into Lilydale on the huddle this week as well, with Shaw and Davies coming in and giving us that little bit of insight into the club. But not a bad start in their return to Division 1 this season, Lilydale. Yeah. But Balwyn, as you said, their last couple of weeks have been fantastic. They've had a big win over Vermont, and again last week over Norwood, who hadn't lost a game before last week. So Rennie Gilchrist as well is leading that team. Yeah, fantastic at the moment. So look, away from home, I'm tipping Balwyn.
Yeah, MBT for me, Mighty Balwyn Tigers.
Yes, MBTs.
Yes, Balwyn having a brilliant year. They're absolutely flying at the moment. Look, Lilydale, a lot to like about them. Yeah. They haven't done too badly this season, but I think Balwyn
Mighty Baldwin Tigers to get a victory there. Steve Kenner also in very good form. He's a short man, but geez, can he play football off that half-back line. Scoresby taking on East Ringwood now. This is a very interesting game. Scoresby sit on top of the ladder, undefeated. No other team like them, but they have scored the second least amount of points in total for the entire season. That is very, very strange, but it just goes to show that they're getting the job done, and they've got a very solid defence, and they're not winning by big margins. East Ringwood will really take it up to them today. A great victory over Noble Park last weekend. Bernie Deneen doing a great job. Joel Perry in very good form for the East Ringwood Football Club. I get the feeling, though, that Scoresby will just prove that they're improved from last year even more. Scott White, of course, taking over the charge there. Scoresby for mine, and just to prove to East Ringwood that they've still got a little bit of development to do.
Yeah, look, this is going to be a fantastic game. As you said, Scoresby have been far from convincing, but a sign of a good team is that they're winning games, and that's exactly what they're doing at the moment. They haven't lost a game this season, despite having great challenges in the last few weeks. East Ringwood, though, look, as you said, great win over Noble Park last week. Luke Vogel's up forward is in fantastic form as well. They had a good spread of goal kickers as well over the last few weeks, and Bernie's even kicking a few goals. He's kicked a goal in each of the last 2 games. So, despite that Scoresby hasn't lost a game this season, I'm thinking this is the day that East Ringwood can get them.
You're not wrong there, Jeff. I think East Ringwood can get them today, but I don't think they will. I think Scoresby, obviously, with their form this year, and as you said, they've been playing too well, but they've been winning games, and that's the sign of a good team. East Ringwood, though, Bernie Deneen coming on board has done wonders for them. I mean, a few weeks ago, they donated their match payments, or part of their match payments, to charity. That's absolutely fantastic off the field. And on the field, they've been good too. Look, I think Scoresby today, under a goal.
So we just had a couple of texts come through on the text line, 0410495582. Almost Football Legends had Michael Batista, not Chris Anakis, taking the huge mark in last year's grand final. I thought that was the case, but it lost out to a video where a player intentionally kicked the ball into the back of his opponent. Thank you to Brad Henderson. Good afternoon to him. Of course, he'll be covering some games here on us for us right here on EFL Game Day. And a good afternoon to Miriam Fu, who just wanted a cheap shout-out on radio. Good afternoon to you, Miriam. Blackburn taking on Noble Park. Big day for Noble Park because they might lose 3 games in a row for the first time since 2001. That is a very rare occurrence. They come up against the Blackburn side who got their first win on the board last weekend against Croydon. A big win as well. Surely Noble Park bounce back here. They just don't lose 3 in a row, hence why there's been such a big, a long drought since they've been able to lose 3 games in a row. Surely they'll bounce back now.
Oh, I'm not convinced. It's certainly no easy feat for them against Blackburn, who did, as you said, smash Croydon, 33 scoring shots and 11 goal kickers. So they might have built quite a bit of confidence from that win. Very competitive in Division 1 this season. It's going to be a close competition. Look, I'm tipping Blackburn in a close one.
I'm going for Noble Park.
For a great deal, or visit www.ftg.com.au. Ferntree Gully Holden, your community dealer. LMCT 443, a proud supporter of the Eastern Football League and Radio Eastern.
Now, in the past, immediate medical treatment for an unexpected injury has not been possible, but now you can avoid long waits in hospitals thanks to Akera Urgent Care, Australia's first walk-in emergency clinic. Akera treats fractures, sprains, wounds and illnesses in under an hour, which means less time. So, if you ever receive an unexpected injury, walk into Akera Urgent Care on 157 Scoresby Road, Baronia. Phone 9839 3333. That's 9839 3333. Urgent Care, and your health and your destiny. Akira Urgent Care.
In footy, the best players always get tagged. In Melbourne, the best and cheapest way to get around the tollways is to get your card tagged. That's because a Breeze account works on Eastlink and it works on CityLink too. A tag's also the cheapest way to use Eastlink and CityLink. So open your Breeze account online at eastlink.com.au and start winning as a tagger today. Speaking of winning, my team and maybe the premiership. Come on up, that was in the back. Eastlink, it's time better spent, like at the footy.
Program sponsor. Premium potatoes, a deep sea prawn trawler, and a herd of prime beef. Best steak meal. But the great thing is the Hogsworth Cafe do it every day. So you only have to go to one place to enjoy the most tender, cheap
prime rib, slow cooked for 18 hours until it's the most unbelievable steak you ever tasted. Hog's Breath Prime Rib, the best a steak can get, and only at the Hog's Breath Cafe.
Program sponsor.
Should be fine.
In desperate need of some windows, but your budget's too tight? TMB Window Warehouse has the right solution for you. We have surplus windows to suit the needs of any budget. We're located at 120 to 124 Bayfield Road East, Bayswater North. Give us a call, 8727. That's 8727. TMB Window Warehouse. Don't forget the name, part of the EAL and AW Transport Group. Number 1 in window transport. Program sponsor.
Every club expects high performance from their team. At Ferntree Gully Holden, Edmonds vehicles in the HSV range, and the team will give you the best possible deal. So if you're looking for a high performance HSV, look Sherwood Highway Ferntree Gully for a great deal, or visit www.ftgmotor.com.au. Ferntree Gully Holden, your community dealer. A proud supporter of the Eastern Football League and Radio Eastern.
EFL Saturday, it's time for the match of the round. Let's cross to our team and go local for your footy.
Park Orchards with a big Division 4 clash between Park Orchards and Forest Hill this afternoon. My name is Ben Warren Smith in picturesque conditions out here in Park Orchards this afternoon. The sun's come out, the caravan's right smack bang on the wing. We've got conditions that are, well, I wouldn't say better than the ground looks magnificent out there today, but we're looking forward to a terrific contest. Both sides with 2 wins on the board for the year. It's sure to be a close game today. We've got a great team ensemble here in the caravan and out on the ground. Let's introduce them all now, because you will be hearing them throughout the afternoon. My wingman for this afternoon in the Dyson Baker. It's very good afternoon and welcome back to the broadcast position.
Very good afternoon to you, Ben Warren Smith, and to everyone listening. Yeah, fantastic. I was reasonably happy when I rocked up here to Domeney Reserve and saw the caravan just parked nicely on the hill. Centre wing, perfect place to call this afternoon's action.
Great to have you on board today. A man who's doing his first special comments gig for the EFL Media Team. We've heard his voice over the last couple of seasons, but he joins us in the caravan this afternoon.
Very good afternoon to you, BWS, and this afternoon you'll probably discover why they call it special comments.
Ooh.
As I'm looking across to, as I look across to the boundary riders, they're in prime position, so they'll bring us the best news this afternoon.
Good stuff to have you on board this afternoon. A man who's returned to the stats chair this week after a terrific performance by Dyson Baker last weekend. Thanks to Choose Tap Match Stats. Good afternoon to you, Will Taylor.
Very good afternoon, BWS. Can't wait for this game today between Park Orchards and Forest Hill, and hopefully be a very competitive game.
Sides not wasting any time. They're both sides have reached the field. So let's cross to the down boundary side thanks to Akira Urgent Care, and welcome our boundary riders for the afternoon to Jeff Manalitza and Corey Hall. Good afternoon to you, Corey.
Good afternoon, Ben. Looks like great conditions out here, nice crowd. Love the local atmosphere as usual. Should be a cracking game.
It certainly will be. Let's get your guys' tips starting on the boundary line. Corey, you're tipping Park Orchards. I have no doubt this afternoon.
Definitely, with the home ground advantage and also looking to prove themselves as a starter in our club. Should be a really great matchup.
Jeff Manalitza, your tip this afternoon, looking after Forest Hill from the sideline.
Yeah, and fantastic to be here. I think Park Orchards in a very close game.
Thank you very much, Jeff. Will Taylor, thanks to Choose Tap Match Stats. Who's your tip this afternoon, mate?
I've actually gone for Park Orchards to win this by 2 goals.
Dyson Baker in the co-commentator's position.
Yeah,
it's going to be a close one.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, expect Park Orchards to come out firing, but I just think I suppose the experience of Forest Hill will get them over the line this afternoon.
Daniel Sensic, your tip as well.
Yeah, I'm going for Forest Hill as I did in the pre-game. I think too much experience there.
I agree. Forest Hill this afternoon, they'll be very disappointed with their performance last week and will look to rebound this afternoon against Park Orchards, but it's not going to be easy because the home side have been pretty good this year as Dyson Baker takes us away.
Here we go for the second time as a senior club, Park Orchards. Good tap down off the back of the pack there was Gallagher. Gets his side moving forward. Bouncing ball, Park Orchards just working it out across half-back, series of handballs. Sincotta got caught at the bottom of the pack. We're going to have to work that one out. On that occasion, it was Dylan Sincotta. We've got 3 Sincottas lining up for Forest Hill. A couple of shoulders.
Couple of fares.
and a couple of turners for Park Orchards as well. So it could be a very interesting day here on EFL Game Day. Good tap down by Sincotta for, that was it was Chris on that occasion. And it'll be a free kick going the way of Cardamone, who obviously we spoke to Michael Cardamone, the assistant coach of the, playing assistant coach of the Forest Hill Zebras, who we spoke to on the warm-up. And he'll have the first shot. We're sitting right behind this one. 45-degree angle is about 25 to 30 metres out. And you can line up to put on the Zebras first for the day. So Cardamone comes in now. Park Orchard throwing everything at him, kicks it low, won't probably make the distance. It's tapped through. Still at the bottom of the pack. I reckon Sincotta got a tap foot to that. He's going to claim it. Just waiting for umpire's confirmation. He's put 2 fingers up. Both umpires still conveying the bit of a message here, but I think the goal has been paid. So the first goal on the board going to Dylan Sincotta off the bottom of the pack. Fantastic work. And on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard, it is the visitors, Forest Hill, 1 straight 6. The Sharks yet to score.
Good start by Forest Hill, Dan.
Yeah, fantastic. They got it out of the middle, and I think it was a tackle out near centre half forward that really turned it over and created the goal for them there. They were able to get a possession out of the throw-in and kick the goal.
Let's cross down Bouncy side, thanks to Akira Urgent Care to Jeff Manalitza.
Yeah, just got the boundary. We've got the players on the bench at the moment. Forest Hill, Ash Jones, James O'Sullivan, the vice-captain, William Stoneham and Brenton Sincotta, just to make it a bit easier for you boys.
And on the bench for Park Orchards is number 16, Dane Egerton, number 20, Christopher Akers, and number 22, Samuel Eggleston.
Ball back in the middle of the ground, just edging the ball ever so slightly forward is Park Orchards. Will have a restart. Still in the middle of the ground. So it'll be Sykes going up against Gallagher. Sykes got the knockdown that time, that was okay. Judge got boot to ball, kicked it inside 50, nicely fisted away that time by Coughlin to his team's advantage. Plenty of pressure around. The umpire's going to ping holding the ball here. Maybe a little bit stiff. Setting the tone for the afternoon, the umpire 60 metres out from goal. The kick goes inside 50. Ball hits the deck, plenty of players around it. Fraser couldn't get it out. We'll have a bounce. Cardamone in there as well. First shot fell short. Currently lead by 1 goal against Park Orchards out at Domeney Reserve Division 4 match of the day. Ball's kicked forward. It's now in the right for Hill. So the umpire to ball it in. The conditions out here today, the crowd is building. Umpire brings it in. Sykes knocked down. Kick outside 50, went through the arms of Lapthorne, dropped what he probably should have taken. Quick kick by Fair. Went up to the centre wing position, trapped by Scaluna. Across the half forward line, he kicks. The kick got chopped off, so Park Orchards look to rebound. This time through Fair. So the Christian variety goes up towards half forward. Nicely done by Wensley. Short options on for Forest Hill. They take the mark on the outer side of the ground. Right in front of the Park Orchards box. Great tackle by the Park Orchards boys, and the Sharks are away. This is Pollard. Stops props, goes back into the middle of the ground. Got the handball over there to Dressing. They're moving the ball forward. Forest Hill at the back of the pack. Half back line for them. Can they stretch it? Umpire's got to come in here and bounce it. It's not going anywhere, and he does so now. So we've gone about 4 minutes here in the first quarter. Only 1 score on the board. It is Forest Hill, 1 straight 6. Park Orchards yet to score.
So Park Orchards over half forward. Tap comes back. It goes in the favour of Forest Hill as Whitty taps it forward. Sincotta at the bottom of the pack. He's about half the size of every other opponent, but manages to take down Dressing on that occasion. Still trying to work it through the middle. Park Orchards for our advanced break and clutch. Our Akira Urgent Care boundary riders. Number 34 for Park Orchards. We have a number 36, but we don't have a number 34. If you can just check that one out for us. Thanks to Akira and Jeff. As Park Orchards have it inside their forward 50. About 25 metres around from their goal. Just waiting for the ball to come back in. Low tap, good work off the bottom of the pack. There was the co-captain in Clark for Forest Hill. Just chips it out and only finds Pollard. Chip short. Manages to find Scanlon on that occasion. Centre of Domeney Reserve, up towards centre half forward. Won't find a teammate. Instead finds Michael Cardamone, who runs it through the centre of Domeney Reserve. Kicks up towards half forward. Plenty of Sharks around. Forest Hill just try and play it. Sits off the bottom of the pack though. A chance now for Forest Hill to score. And a lovely pass shoulders. Kicking his first, kicking his side second. And Forest Hill on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard. Moved to 2 straight 12. Park Orchard's yet to score.
The problem with Park Orchards at the moment, boys, is they're just not hitting targets. You saw in the middle here, kick up to centre half forward and they just couldn't hit a target. Forest Hill away, forward, opportunistic goal there to Brett Shoulders.
It's crossed our boundary side thanks to Akira Urgent Care to Corey Hall.
The number 34 today is being worn by Terry Rogers.
Mark that down, Dyson Baker. Ball comes back into the middle. The away side started well. Just waiting for the restart. So it'll be Sykes versus Gallagher once again in the middle. Umpire balls it up. This time it was Sykes. Wilbur got that tap down, but it came straight into the arms of himself, and the umpire will bounce it again. So right in the middle here at Domeney Reserve, Division 4, match of the day, Park Orchards versus Forest Hill. It's Forest Hill that currently lead by 2 goals. Gallagher got that knocked down, but Forest Hill got the clearance. They kick it inside 50, looking for Greenland. He had the front spot, couldn't quite hold it. Nice little handball out there by Parks, but they're doing okay here. The Zebras, Sincotta got the handball away, kick to the top of the goal square. Going after it was Walter. One bite, couldn't take it. Ball falls to the bottom of the pack and we'll have a bounce about 20 metres out from goal till end. So it's probably, it looks to be a 2-on-1 situation everywhere you look for Park Orchard's way. It's going to be a free kick out of the ruck. It'll go to Gallagher. He wanted to play on. The umpire said no.
25.
He's going to see what that one was for, Daniel Sensic.
I think it might have been foul language towards the umpire. I'm not too sure.
So Gallagher moves up to the defensive 50 for his side. Looks like he wants to go straight down the middle. Kicks it wide now, looking for the Holloway direction. He's going to be the first to meet it. Got a handball away. That was okay. Overrunning it, Ryan Turner. The boundary line beats everybody. At a side of the ground, Division 4, Park Orchards versus Forest Hill. It's a 12-point lead to the Zebras. We have gone 7.5 minutes.
Perfectly in front of our Akira Urgent Care boundary riders. Good tap down off the bottom of the pack with Sykes. Couldn't find an open teammate and the ball will be held up. Umpire comes in and sorts things out.
Boundary.
We'll cross boundary side thanks to Akira Urgent Care. Jeff Manalitza.
Yeah, Chris Greenland has come off for Forest Hill. Looks like he's got a wrist injury, so we'll look at that one throughout the afternoon.
Not a good start for the Zebras thanks to Akira Urgent Care as Mark Shoulders gets it off the back of the pack, kicks towards the forward 50. Punch came over the back. Good work from the Sharks defence as they try and run it through. They've got to be clean. On that occasion it was Gallagher who overran the ball. They managed to find the numbers though as they go inside forward 50. Can they find an option? Not on this occasion. Plenty of numbers around the bottom of the ball for the Sharks, as has been the case in this first 5 or so minutes. But once again a chance to clear out through Shoulders for Forest Hill up towards centre half forward. Good mark taken off the back of the pack there by his brother in Brett. Inside forward 50 and only finding the Park Orchards defence and a chance now to clear it to the commentary side. Bouncing ball, good body work off the back of the pack there was Parker's. Gives his teammates an opportunity and running away with the ball on that occasion was Baldy. Inside forward 50, still can't find that marking option. Ball spills over the boundary line, 45 metres around from Orchard's goal. Choose tap, inside 50s, Will Taylor.
Inside 50s, Forest Hill 5 to Park Orchards 3.
Thank you very much, Will Taylor, and obviously Yarra Valley Water, thanks to Choose tap. Ball all thrown in and a free kick's been paid out of the ruck
Park
contest.
Orchards, it looks like.
And it will go to Park Orchards. I think it was not necessarily the ruckman, but it was on that occasion Holloway who was held. And he'll kick from 40 metres out on about a 45-degree angle to hopefully put Park Orchards first on the board.
Yeah, off the ball hold there to Park Orchards. Hopefully they can kick their first goal of the afternoon. I'll be interested to see the clearances, Will, if you can give us that after this goal's kicked.
So Holloway comes in with that dread palm tree hair on the left boot, sets it across to the left-hand side. It'll stick out there. And the first behind on the board on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard for Park Orchards. They move on to 1 behind, 1 point. They trail by 11 to Forest Hill, 2 straight 12.
So it'll be Mark Shoulders to bring the ball back in. SEN Division 4 Team of the Year last year. Kicks it in, looking for his target in Berger. Couldn't quite trap it. That was okay. Ball still on the defensive 50 for Park Orchards. If they can squeeze one through, this is Fraser. Wanted to give the old one too. Holler was there as well. Snap around the body. It was only went as far as Mark Shoulders once again. Getting right amongst it early in the piece in this first quarter is Mark Shoulders. He's the everyman man. Gets it across to Whitty, the captain. Takes a mark, then goes short. So they're moving the ball up towards the wing position. Forest Hill overrunning it. There's Parks. Wants to handball into the middle of the ground. That was good. Baldy's got it. He's got players spread wide. Very good. Here comes Chrome. Chrome inside 50. A short passes on. He over-kicked the ball. Heading towards a gamble. Can he keep it in? He can't. Boundary line beats them. Forward pocket. Park Orchards End looking for their first goal on the board. They currently trail by 11 points. 11 minutes gone here in this first term.
Three times inside 50, still can't find a marking target.
Pye to bring it in. Sykes tapped that one down. That was good play. Zebra's clear towards the wing position, but standing strong with Sam Coghlan. The kick goes inside 50. Be home. The big man there in Sykes got one bite to it, but went over the back of the pack. The umpire's going to come in and bounce this one. About 35 metres out from the Park Orchards goal. You sense they've been peppering for the last moment or so. Hollower versus Sykes. Sykes got the knockdown to Shoulders. Shoulders did okay because his handball found Scaluna. Kicked it up to White near Arakira. Urgent care boundary riders. Who can clear it? Is the boundary line going to beat them? The umpire. Terrific umpiring, just letting the ball go. It might beat them now. It does. So boundary throw in on the outer side. 12 minutes gone here in the first term. It's an 11-point ball game out here.
Second time in the space of 12 minutes that you've given me the run of play on the outer side. Thank you very much, Ben Warren-Smith. But Forest Hill trying to work it forward. Off the bottom of the pack. Good tap down by Sykes. A chance now as they go inside forward 50 through Dylan. Boot looking for an option. Can't quite find it, but a free kick's been paid out. An advantage going the way of Park Orchards as they run it out of half back through Coghlan. Up to centre wing, commentary side, can't find an option. Holler at the back, couldn't quite get it. Sykes got his handball away on that occasion. Sorry, that was Binks. Forest Hill still moving it forward, trying to just overusing it with a series of handballs at half forward. They managed to get the kick away inside forward 50 through Walter. Sincotta will be at the bottom of the pack, didn't quite get there fast enough. No sliding on that occasion, and the ball's been kicked out of bounds as Park Orchards try to clear it away. And no one claiming the free kick for Forest Hill at the moment. It's about 55 metres out.
Shoulders again.
He'd definitely be up in the best for the Narellan Pools Player of the Day if the game was to finish at the 13-minute mark of the first term. Kick short to Sykes, who now goes inside forward 50, streaming through the middle, and it was fantastic effort by, I think that's his brother in Brett, who has taken the mark. Already has one. Just plenty of Park Orchards players around. They just Shoulders just ran straight through the middle and takes the mark. So Forest Hill just hopefully put on their third for the day at the 13.5-minute mark.
Luke Walter it is.
There you go. So Walter for his first. Puts it on the right boot, looks pretty nice, just sets it across left and through for one behind. So the first blemish on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard for Forest Hill. They move on to a 2-1 and a 2-goal lead over Park Orchards, one behind 1 point.
It's a shame there for Forest Hill because Mark Shoulders waited his perfect moment to use the ball, and he's using the ball really well at the moment. Park Orchards obviously clogging up the forward defensive 50 there, so very, very poor form not to kick a goal there.
So it'll be Luke Turner to bring the ball back in for the Sharks. That was a pretty decent kick too. The ball finds wing position. Kick up towards half forwards. Nicely trapped there by Whitty. Got the handball over the top. The umpire might even pay a free kick for too high. He will. So the ball will come back. Got players spread through the middle of the ground if they want them. Wensley screaming for it. Kick up towards the centre half forward position, towards the Cardamone direction. With the back, Parks takes a good mark. The play on now. Kick up towards the half-forward line. His intention was Holloway. The ball couldn't quite meet it. Handball back was intended for Cicluna for Forest Hill. He's still in there. Good second effort. Going in hard. The Zebras. Handball into the middle of the ground. Sincotta goes backwards. They've got players out wide. Forest Hill, if they could just manage to hit the target. Ball bouncing along now. Nicely picked up there by Mark Shoulders. Another possession to him. Wilbur kicks it up towards half forward, but it's Parks who takes this one. Handball went into absolute no man's land. Ball comes out to Whitty for Forest Hill. Kicks it into inside 50. Overrunning the ball that time was Ash Jones. Can he pick it up? Handball over the top. It gets it now. Jones, can he trap it? He's given another handball over the top. This is Cardamo now, buggerising around with it a little bit. The Forest Hill forwards, and the ball's over the boundary line, out of bounds, about 25 metres out from their goal stand.
Yeah, the contest there, as we saw, Forest Hill have always got 2 or 3 players waiting for the drop of the ball. And as we saw Whitty there, quick kick inside 50 and they're away.
Ball comes back in. Parks, who's also been amongst it early across the half-back line, gets it away for Forest Hill. The ball's still in the middle of the ground. Charging at it is Whitty. Overran it. They've still got the numbers. Falls into the arms of Stoneham. He goes backwards. They're still going backwards to go forwards. Forest Hill, they've done it 3 times now. The ball paddled along right in front of this broadcast position. Charging after it that time was Cicluna. Park Orchards are going to win out in this one though. Sam Fraser's going to be paid advantage here, and he takes off, has one bounce, gets to the 50. Can he put through his team's first goal? What a kick that is from 50 metres. Sam Fraser, bang goes Park Orchards' first goal.
Boundary.
And that is a fantastic bit of play just to arch his back and take off. That's why the advantage rules in this game. And Park Orchards moved to 1-1-7, only trailing by 1 goal now. Forest Hill are 2-1-13 as we cross down boundary side to Jeff Manalitza thanks to Akira urgent care.
Yeah, another injury here for Forest Hill. It looks like Todd Berger's come off and he's in a lot of pain at the moment with a dislocated finger on his left hand.
Not a good start for Forest Hill injury-wise. Judging by Jeff Manalitza's prognosis at the moment, they're 2 down, or at least 1 down, which doesn't help at all. Ben?
Will Taylor, thanks to Choose Tap Match Stats.
The tackle count at the moment, Park Orchards 22, Forest Hill 18.
Ball up once again in the middle. Thank you very much, Will Taylor. Good clearance off the back of the pack there. On that occasion was Clark. Manages to find his teammate in Clinton Sincotta on this occasion, just outside 50. Now he roosts the high ball, looking in the direction of shoulders of the Brett variety. Off the bottom of the pack, can't quite find it in there as well. For Forest Hill was Stoneham, but it's held up 30 metres straight, dead in front of the Forest Hill goal. Ball thrown up. Park Orchards ruckman running from about 45 metres away to get to that ball. Chance off the back of the pack for Coughlin. Tries to give his handball away. On this occasion he does, and Park Orchards clear up towards centre wing. Hollower was the intended target, didn't quite get that far. Shoulders, handball. Manages to find his teammate in Perry. Under a lot of pressure. Shoulders once again. They're working out of centre wing. They managed to finally get the clean disposal. And on that occasion, they find Brenton Sincotta right in the centre of Domeney Reserve, and 25 metres.
Running over the man of the mark.
So it'll take him just inside the 50 arc to about 40 metres. And I reckon he back himself here, Brenton Sincotta. As we just see Anthony Sincotta, who played in the reserve, sitting directly in front of it, and it's in our broadcast position. Puts it on the boot, sets it across the right-hand side, out of bounds on the full. You give a guy a wrap, and that's what you get. So no change to the Bendigo Bank scoreboard, which reads Forest Hill 2-1-13 to Park Orchards 1-1-7.
Big Griffiths to bring it back in for Park Orchards. 18 minutes gone. It's 14 degrees in Melbourne this afternoon. The sun is shining. Get out to Domeney Reserve. It's a terrific day out here today. Mark's been taken by Bryan across the half-back line. Kick up towards the wing. Who's there? Looking for Eggleston. Couldn't quite trap it. Ball still right near that boundary line. The umpire's going to pay a high tackle here.
Almost paid against Jeff Manalitza.
So the free kick will go to Hollower. Expect him to go long on the left. Kick up towards centre half forward. It was a good kick too, and charging out was Viney. Plays on. Inside 50, the ball goes now. Looking for Gamble over the top of his head. It went, but he was up to the task to get there. Snap around the body. That's a good-looking kick by Fair. It's gone through too. Christian Fair. It's kicked Park Orchard's second goal for the afternoon. That was very tricky. It was quite impressive as well, Daniel Sensic.
Absolutely fantastic goal there. And what we're seeing at the moment is Park Orchards aren't getting as many chances as Forest Hill, yet they're taking every chance they get, whereas Forest Hill was setting up beautifully, but spraying them left, right and centre.
On the Bendigo Bank scoreboard, both sides currently sit at 2-1-13. We've gone almost 20 minutes, reaching time on in this first term.
Tell you what, we knew that Park Orchards were a little bit of an unknown quantity, but they're managing to do it very well. We've got a number 60 as well. If our urgent care boundary riders can check that one out for us for Park Orchards. Ball back in the centre of Domeney Reserve. Thrown up. Ruckman jostle in position off the back of the pack. It was Gallagher on that occasion. But a chance now for Forest Hill to clear away. Good work through the bottom of the pack there from Gallagher. Kicks inside forward 50 to the unknown.
Great mark.
Number 60.
Number 60.
I knew that was going to happen. So Park Orchards with the quick clearance have a chance to kick their third for the day.
Boundary.
And we'll cross quickly to Corey Hall thanks to Akira Urgent Care.
Wearing number 60 and just took that mark lining up now is Brandon Stevens.
Thank you very much. So he's gone from number 41 to number 60 and can line up for goal number 1 and goal number 3 for his side. Comes in now, puts it on the right boot. It's going to just sneak in. No, it's hit the post. So it's smashed into the woodwork, and 2-2-14 is the result for Park Orchards. 2-1-13. They've hit the lead on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard.
So Whitty's going to bring the ball in for Forest Hill now. He's had about 8 options in that back pocket, and he moves it on. Lapthorne. Switch as a play. I don't know who was kicking it to because the only person out there was Eggleston for the Sharks, and now Park Orchards go inside 50. Short pass was on. Tom Fair couldn't take it. They've still got the numbers running in now, and Stevens, can he snap one? He can. Take 2, Stevens. He puts through Park Orchards' third goal, and the Sharks hit the lead as we move to the 22-minute mark in this first term. They are 3-1-19. Forest Hill 2-1-13. What a great bit of 10-minute play by the Sharks.
Yeah, and it all started back here at centre half forward or in the middle with Nicholas Gallagher there. Forest Hill primed for another clearance, but obviously intercepting the ball and sending them forward and locking it in across that half forward line.
Will Taylor, thanks to Choose Tap Match Stats.
Yeah, at the moment that inside foot 50 is 11-10 in favour of Forest Hill. The possession count at the moment 67-48 in favour of Forest Hill, but the tackle count 24-20 in favour of Park Orchards.
That possession count probably the biggest one. Forest Hill dominating possession, but just overusing it at the moment. Another clearance going the way of Park Orchards. Kick comes up towards Hollower, taps it down a little bit too fancy on that occasion for his teammate Ian Fraser. Still trying to work it forward. Forest Hill managed to gain possession, but once again still have to clear it off the back of the pack. Perry, short chip kick, manages to find Clark. Would have gone about 12.5 metres off the back of the pack. Good work from Whitty. Still using a series of handballs at half-back. Binks up towards centre half-back, and a good mark taken on that occasion by Walter. Gives his handball out wide. They run it across the outer side of Domeney Reserve up to Cicluna. Jones couldn't take the mark. A free kick's been paid. No advantage, but it will go the way of Forest Hill. True centre wing, outer side. 22.5 minutes gone in the first term. So the Sharks currently lead by 7 points. Inside forward, Forest Hill, outmuscling his opponent. Good work from the Park Orchards defence as they try 30 metres round from the Park Orchards goal, and we'll have a ball up. So 3-2 plays 2-1 in the first term of the EFL Game Day Match of the Day in Division 4. Tapped down on that occasion off the back of the pack by Gallagher, only as far as Judge, who finds the boot, but unfortunately it's punched over the boundary line and out of bounds. And I reckon that'll take a while to come back because I think that's a reasonably steep hill on the outer side. So we're just waiting for the ball to return. Reserve.
Text in your scores today to 0410 495 582. We want to know what's happening as you go local for your footy today out in the east.
A few very interesting games going on right across the Eastern Football League as we've got the ball back. So Banbury throwing 40 metres round from the Forest Hill goal, I should say. Ball's held up. And another chance for Forest Hill to go forward. So both sides utilising, haven't really had to trouble the scorers too much. 3 goals to 2. Head high tackle paid against Forest Hill, and a free kick going the way of Park Orchards on half back at 25 metres.
How many 25s, Will?
So far 2 to Park Orchards, 1 to Forest Hill.
So short chip kick off the boot of Ryan Turner on that occasion. Finds his teammate on the side. Kick comes inside forward 50. Holloway, the intended target. Stevens caught at the bottom of the pack away on that occasion. Jenkins in there as well. Ball's held up. Umpire just letting it go and holding the ball. So I think it was Stevens on that occasion that dragged it in, and the free kick going the way of Forest Hill at the 24.5 minute mark. It is Park Orchards leading by 7 points in the first term.
Kick comes up towards Cicluna, had to go up and take the task. He did. Couldn't quite take it, but he was down at ground level. It's okay. Wensley, they're mucking around a little bit at Forest Hill. Comes out to Whitty, the captain. Balks one. Kicks up towards the half-forward line. Shoulders is out in front. The ball hit him on the chest and it came out to Stoneham. He was in front and centre position. Coughlin came charging through, gave it away to Turner. Handball's back inside. This is good play. Charging up forward. That time was Houston in the middle of the ground. Snap around the body. Smothered Eggleton. That was good play by Perry. He's going to also be the first one to meet, and the hands was brilliant to Ash Jones. Forrest Hill charge inside 50. Shoulders is all by himself. Takes it at the 50 mark. Open goal square. Beckons. Can he put it through? He can't. Minor score is the result. Push to the right-hand side. That's their second blemish in this first term. They move to 2 goals, 2-14, trailing by 6 points. It's a 1-goal ball game here at a Domeney Reserve Division 4 match of the day on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard. Park Orchard's a 3-2-20.
So a good start here for both sides. Short chip kick. Out of half-back finds Sam Coughlin, who kicks up towards centre wing, looking for Holloway once again. Couldn't quite take the mark. He's been the target right throughout this first term. Good work off the back of the pack here. Parks under a lot of pressure right in front of our commentary position. And as you heard in the effects mic, gone over the boundary line and out of bounds. So ball to be thrown back in. Both ruckmen get a little bit of a tussle at it. On that occasion it was Clark who clears away. Cardamone overran the ball and tackled in the end. On that occasion was Terry Rogers at the bottom of the pack. Right in front of the Sharks mural, painted obviously for their round 1 match against Canterbury a few weeks ago. Tap off the bottom of the pack. Cardamone once again overrun. A free kick will be paid. It will go the way of Cardamone. Looking to move it on quickly. He's got plenty of options streaming off half-back. Decides to go inside forward 50, looking for Shoulders. Outmuscled on that occasion, and umpire said he was the outmuscler.
He gave a little nudge.
And a free kick going the way of Park Orchards. Handball quickly off Edgerton. Up towards centre-half forward. 2-on-1. The 2 wins out on this occasion. Cardamone takes it away from Forest Hill. Whitty gives it back to Cardamone under a lot of pressure, and a nice tackle by Gallagher on that occasion. And about 60 metres round from the Forest Hill goal, we'll have a ball up. Tucked hard up against the boundary line. And that is quarter time here at Domeney Reserve. It is Park Orchards leading this one 3-2-20 to Forest Hill 2-2-14 on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard.
We'll be back after these messages with all your articles with Ben Waterworth as you go local for your football right here at Domeney Reserve on EFL Game Day.
In desperate need of some windows but your budget's too tight? Never fear, because the team at T&B Window Warehouse has the right solution for you. We have surplus windows to suit the needs of any budget. We're located at 120 to 124 Bayfield Road East, Bayswater North. Give us a call, 8727-7506. That's 8727-7506. T&B Window Warehouse. Don't forget the name, part of the EAL and AW Transport Group. Number 1 in window transport. Program sponsor.
In footy, the best players always get tagged. In Melbourne, the best and cheapest way to get around the tollways is to get your car tagged. That's because a Breeze account works on Eastlink and it works on CityLink too. A tag's also CityLink. So open your Breeze account online at eastlink.com.au and start winning as a tagger today. Speaking of winning, my team's a sure thing for 4 points today and maybe the premiership. Come on up, that was in the back. Eastlink, it's time better spent, like at the footy.
Program sponsor.
Radio Eastern 98.1, Barry Cost with you here in studio at 22 minutes to 3, and return to Park Orchards in just a moment for a radio game this afternoon between Park Orchards and Forest Hill in Division 4. Now it's time to check some AFL scores, and the big game today is being played over there in Adelaide, Amy Stadium, between Adelaide and Geelong, and it's half-time, and a very big indeed a lead to Adelaide. Adelaide 14-5-89, lead Geelong 4-2-26. Major goal kickers for Adelaide, Walker has 3, John Cock 2, and Tippett also 2. And for Geelong, all single goal kickers to this stage, the likes of Christensen, Duncan and Podsy Alley. So Adelaide 14-5-89 leading Geelong 4-2-26 at half-time. And the other game being played today is at Manuka Oval in Canberra. It's between Greater Western Sydney and Gold Coast. Progress scored at the 20-minute mark of the second quarter. And at the moment it's Greater Western Sydney leading just 5-6-36 to Gold Coast 3-9-27, and all single goal kickers there for that game. This is Radio Eastern 98.1. This is EFL. We'll be back with more right after this.
Every club in team. At Ferntree Gully Holden, you'll find the latest high-performance vehicles in the HSV range, and the team will give you the best possible deal. So if you're looking for a high-performance HSV, look no further than Ferntree Gully Holden, Burwood Highway, Ferntree Gully, for a great deal, or visit www.ftgmotor.com.au. Ferntree Gully Holden, your community dealer. LMCT 443, a proud supporter of the Eastern Football League and Radio Eastern.
In desperate need of some windows but your budget's too tight? Never fear, because the team at T&B Window Warehouse has the right solution for you. We have surplus windows to suit the needs of any budget. We're located at 120 to 124 Bayfield Road East, Bayswater North. Give us a call, 8727 7506. That's 8727 7506. T&B Window Warehouse. Don't forget the name. Part of the EAL and AW Transport Group. #1 in window transport. Program sponsor.
EFL Saturday Game Day continues. Let's head back and go local for your footy.
And you would not want to be anywhere else right here on EFL Game Day. It's a fantastic start to this game, particularly for the Park Orchards Football Club. They lead 3-2-20 to Forest Hill 2-2-14. A 6-point lead to Park Orchards after Forest Hill got the jump on them early. We're ahead of a lot of games here at Domeney Reserve. I assume a lot of games are sort of starting up now, or sort of just finishing up now, the first quarter as well. But we've got a couple of scores coming through now, and Doncaster off to a good start over Mulgrave. Doncaster 4-1-25 to Mulgrave 2-4-16. So a good start to the Sharks, a 9-point lead to them. In other Division 2 games, Bayswater trailing Rowville 4-3-27 to Bayswater 2-3-15. In another Division 2 game, good start for Doncaster East, 4-1-25 to Donvale 3-3-21. In Division 3, Templestowe, well, they're answering their critics today. The Dockers 7-3-45 to Wireless Pioneers, 2 goals straight, 12. A 33-point lead to the Templestowe Football Club. Churnside Park 3-2-20 to Mitcham 2-2-14. In Division 1, Blackburn and Noble Park, a good start for a good game brewing out there. Noble Park 2-6-18 to Blackburn 2-3-15. And in that is the other game at the moment. And of course, in Division 4, Park Orchards leading 3-2-20 to Forest Hill 2-2-14. Thanks to Choose Tap, be smart, choose tap water. Let's go to Will Taylor for some of the stats that mattered in the first quarter.
Yeah, exactly right. And that quarter was dominated by Forest Hill. Possession count 88 to Forest Hill to Park Orchards only 61. The clearances 13-7 in favour of Forest Hill. The hit out 13-10 in favour of Park Orchards. The free kick count 9-7 in favour of Park Orchards. The inside forward 50 it's 15-12 in favour of Forest Hill. The tackle count 31-25 in favour of Park Orchards. And of course, the 25-minute penalties at the moment, 2-1 in favour of Park Orchards.
Well, thank you very much, Will Taylor. A couple of other scores coming in at the moment. Croydon have got off to a good start over East Burwood. Croydon 3-1-19 to East Burwood 2 straight 12. Wantenna South and, of course, Heathmont. Heathmont have got the jump. 4-4-28 to Wantenna South, 2 behinds. And in Ringwood and Ringwood off to a good start. 5-4-34 to Ringwood 2-3-15.
Boundary.
While we've got it, Akira Urgent Care Boundary Riders are ready. Let's cross to Urgent Care Australia's first walk-in emergency clinic, Jeff Metalitza and Corey Hall.
Yeah, boys, I mentioned in that first quarter that Greenland came off with wrist problems. It's a suspected broken wrist. He's off to get x-rays right now, so his day's over. He did remind me, though, that he did get a kick after that marking contest, though. Look, Brett Shoulders, he said that the Park Orchards, they're a young team. They'll keep running. It's not just about the first 10 minutes. There was a lack of support in that quarter. They were overusing the handball. He said only 1 or 2 handballs max. And don't let go of possession. Wait until there's an option there.
Over to Corey with Peter Nicholson at the Park Orchards huddle quarter time.
Yeah, Peter Nicholson said everything lifted because of the pressure. They became more committed. Wasn't so happy with the first half of that first quarter, but they started playing in their limitations. And he seems really proud of what they've done so far.
Thank you very much to Corey Hall and Jeff Metalitza. Thanks to Akira Urgent Care on the bench. Taylor, thanks to Choose Tap Matt Stats with the all-important first quarter stats.
Yeah, Zachary, and what Jeff said about the handball count for Forest Hill. Forest Hill had 39 handballs to Park Orchard's just 18. But other key stats so far, 15 to try in favour of Forest Hill, inside forward 50.
Thank you very much, Will Taylor. Thanks to Choose Tap. Second quarter action underway here at Domeney Reserve. Both Ruckman jostle for position. In the end, it falls to the ground, and we'll have a secondary ball up. 3-2 plays 2-2 here at Domeney Reserve in Park Orchards. Just gone behind a bit of cloud cover. Sunshine just starting to fade in and out behind the clouds. Park Orchards trying to push it forward off the kick from Thomas Fahau, and the kick goes out of bounds. Right in front of the Park Orchards bench. So just a bit of a lull at the start of this second term.
Oh, it's gone 10 seconds.
Good work from Gallagher to tap it off the back of the pack. Trying to bustle his way through off the nice work there from Parks. Ball's held up once again. A free kick going the way of Forest Hill on this occasion. For holding the ball to be Clark off half back. Summing up his options. Plenty of players running the lines. Given up on that, he's gone to go to half forward looking for Cardamone. Couldn't find him on that occasion. Ball spills out the back of the pack. Good work to run it away here for Eggleston. Was Eggleston for Park Orchard. Still a chance now off the back of the pack. Fairhair under a lot of pressure from the Forest Hill midfield, and the ball's held up once again in the centre of Domeney Reserve.
He may have fair hair, but his name's Fair.
Thank you very much, Ben Warren Smith. Tapped down on this occasion. Park Orchards managed to find the clear kick away. Fair goes inside forward 50, looking for the searching option. Handball off the back of the pack. On that occasion, it was Fraser a little bit too hot to handle, and over the boundary line and out of bounds, 60 metres round from the Park Orchards goal. Chance now to go once again in attack. They lead it by 6 points at the moment. Off the back of the pack, plenty of Forest Hill jumpers around. Ball's held up. Ben?
What was your take on the first quarter, Daniel Sensick, in the special comments chair?
Yeah, as Corey Hall mentioned with his quarter time report, the coach wasn't happy with the first half of the first quarter, but in the second half of the first quarter they improved their ball movement and they started to get more numbers around the contest and start to hit more targets, and that's shown on the scoreboard.
So Park Orchards trying to push it forward. A quarter of two halves, you could say, Daniel.
Yeah.
So Park Orchards to move it inside forward 50, looks like fair. Of the Christian variety up towards Hollowa. Once again out-muscled by his opponent, and a good mark taken there by Binks, who's been good off half-back. Handball into a dangerous position. Cardamone gets his handball away to Sincotta of the Brandon variety. Up towards Cardamone on centre wing, running it now. This is where they were overusing it in the first term. They do so again.
Great
Sincotta's tackled. On that occasion, it was Dylan Sincotta who was tackled over the boundary line. Kick goes out of bounds on the full, and a free kick going the way of Chrome at the 2.5 minute mark of this second term.
So Chrome has the ball, screaming for options as he surges it inside 50 up towards the centre half forward position. Stevens is probably there in the target, and he stands tall, the big fella, and takes a great mark. Good jukes. So Stevens, who kicked a goal in the first term, will line up for his second. Only gone 3 minutes in this second term, but they look to stretch the lead down by 2 goals.
Yeah, he's definitely got the jukes there, does Stevens. He kicked a ripper in the first quarter, and he can pay dividends now, kicking his second.
So he'll kick from just inside the 50-metre arc. Probably a generous 50, as we come to know week in, week out. The Eastern Football League. Stevens comes in from 50 metres. What a beautiful kick that is, but the umpire's just skipped to the other side of the post, slapped his left chest and given it one behind. So minor score is the result, and it's Park Orchards now stretching their lead to 7 points on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard.
So Stevens has the last 3 scoring shots for Park Orchards. He has 1-2. His side has 3-3. As Forest Hill try to clear out once again. Just slowing play up at half-back. They move it up towards centre wing with a rainmaker. I tell you what, if it wasn't supposed to rain, it's brought the rain now. Chance now for Forrester to push it forward once again, but they turn it over with those handballs. And probably a win for Park Orchards as it goes out of bounds 50 metres round from their goal. Thrown in once again. Holloway got caught back position, managed to get the tap away, but in the end it'll be Lapthorne to take it away for Forest Hill. Finds touch about 20 metres round from the position.
Text in your scores this afternoon on 0410 495 582. Plenty of text coming through, helping out Ben Waterworth around the grounds this afternoon.
Plenty of Peter Bear text as usual. As Forest Hill try to push it up towards centre wing. Good work off the back of the pack. There was Turner of the Luke variety. Got his side going to move inside forward. 50 in the Stevens direction. Outmuscled on this occasion. Jones, good work off the back of the pack. But unfortunately was tackled and dispossessed by Stevens. And from basically the exact same spot he had a shot from a minute ago, will line up for his second goal of the day.
A 1-on-3 contest there, as you saw. Park Orchards didn't get back as quick enough, but their forward pressure there by Stevens, absolutely fantastic. It's going to net them another reward.
So probably closer, Brandon Stevens, on this occasion than the last shot. Sticks it out to the right-hand side. It stays there. Has it snuck in from behind? No. So it will be a free kick going the way of Jared Lapthorne. As we tick over 5.5 minutes, Bendigo Bank scoreboard reads 3-3-21 Park Orchards, 2-2-14 Forest Hill.
So Lapthorne to bring it back in for the Zebras. Goes for the percentage, goes for the long kick. Ball at 70 metres out from the Park Orchards goals. Big pack forms will have a bounce. 7 points is the margin. 14 degrees outside here today. The cloud cover is coming, but the sun is still trying its best to come through. High balls it up. It's actually plucked out a free kick here. It'll be a high tackle. It'll go the way of St Cotta. So the ball's still across the half-back line. The kick that was Clark actually. Went short. Ball into the middle of the ground. Who's going to be up for it? In the front spot was Holloway for Park Orchards. Comes down. Zebras have the front spot. That was good play. Paddled the ball forward only as far as Nicholas Gallagher, who tried to bar through a few packs in there too. He's Stoneham for the Zebras, who can squeeze this ball out. It is going to be Forest Hill, and the umpire's plucked out a free kick.
Too high. Cardamone.
Thank you. So Cardamone's going to receive a 25-metre penalty as well. Did you see what that one was for?
Ball wasn't given back correctly.
All over it, BWS. All over it.
So Cardamone will kick from about 75 metres out. The lead's going to be on from Shoulders to the pocket. He kicks it in that direction. 1-2, and Brett Shoulders takes a good mark. So he's tucked up pretty tight on that boundary line, about 35 metres out from goal. This afternoon, he has already kicked one. He'll be looking at his second. And a timely one too, Daniel Sensick for Forest Hill.
Yeah, very undisciplined play there by Park Orchards. The umpire is paying 25-metre penalties today, and not giving the ball back correctly is obviously going to net them a reward in a 50-metre.
Shoulders go short, and he picks it to his brother in Mark, who just found himself about 45 metres out, but a lot more generous angle as he puts the ball towards the goals. He hasn't kicked a goal yet, has he, Dyson Baker?
Not today.
So Mark Shoulders, who was fantastic in that first term, once again looks for the short option to Cardamone, mucking around with it, and the ball falls in the arms of Parks. In the back pocket for Park Orchards. Opportunities missed for Forest Hill as the ball surged out towards the Hollower direction. They've got the numbers, Forest Hill, but it's Park Orchards are the one that win the ball. Coming through his Turner, he's got it on centre wing. He came in and probably could have got a push in the back. The umpire said no. Love a bounce. Right in front of our Kira urging Kev boundary riders out of side of the ground. 7-point ball game. We've gone 8.5 minutes here in the second term. Flying over the top was Stoneham that time for Forest Hill. Came into the arms of Holloway. Second effort was good. Paddled it towards the boundary line. Couldn't find Rogers, who saw it over that line, and the umpire will ball it in once again. Does so now. Back of the pack. Who's down? It's Turner. Can he get a handball out? Whitty's in there too. So the umpire will come in and bounce it. 9 minutes gone here in the second quarter. It's not high scoring, but it is tough football. Division 4 at its best today. Park Orchards looking to go forward. They've got the players running. This is Griffiths, crosses a 50, kicks it to the top of the square. Stevens might even let this one go through, but it goes to the right-hand side and through for one behind. On the Bendigo Bank scoreboard, Park Orchards moved to 3 goals for 22. It's an 8-point ball game out here at Domeney Reserve. The visitors, Forest Hill, at 2-2-14.
Doing all the attacking at the moment, Park Orchards. Thanks to Choose Tap, the inside forward 50s, Will Taylor.
3-1 in favour of Park Orchards.
Good mark taken off the back of the pack, and 25 will be paid in favour of Walter. Wants to move on
another
quickly.
one. Is it another one as well? He's giving him another one.
I assume the umpire was just trying to hold him up, knowing that he couldn't play on.
I'm telling you right now, he's giving him another one.
Yeah, he has.
Apparently he's given him another one. So
well, that's not 25 metres. You've just seen it before your own eyes. There was a lot of
true.
mouthing off running with the umpire, and you saw the action. He said, no, you can keep on coming. So now a real opportunity to Forest Hill to hit back.
So Walter from 25 out directly in front. Takes his time. Chucks it on the right boot. And makes no mistake. Sticks it right over the goal umpire's head. And Forest Hill have their third. A much needed goal for the Zebras. They move on to 3-2-20. Trailing in this one, Park Orchards 3-4-22 on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard.
Very undisciplined play there, Dyson Baker. Pushing the play down after he takes the mark and obviously mouthing off the umpire is just not on. They're a young side, Park Orchards, but come on, that's basic stuff.
We can't see what the coaches are doing on the other side of the ground. That's why we refer to our Akira urgent boundary riders. Let's cross to Jeff Manalitza and see what the feelings are like between the two benches over on that outer side.
Yeah, look, a few changes here made with Forest Hill, obviously one player down as well, so they're ringing the changes.
Thank you very much, Jeff. Whitty got the kick out of the middle. That was a centre clearance to Forest Hill. Wilbur up in towards the Sykes direction. He couldn't get down low enough to pick it up. The umpire's going to come in and bounce this or even pay holding the ball. He has. Free kick will go to Forest Hill. Outer side of the ground. They're not mucking around today, the umpires. I like their professionalism. Wanting to keep the ball moving. Forest Hill drive it inside 50. Griffiths is at the back of the pack and he couldn't get fist the ball because a brilliant mark has been taken by Brendan Sincotta at centre half forward. He'll have a shot for goal. So last couple of minutes, Dan, Forest Hill seem to be just getting a little bit on top.
It's Luke Walter.
They're using the ball a lot better there, BWS, and just with that contest there, you see Luke Griffiths caught behind again against players like that, and he'll always be beaten.
So it's the full forward, Luke Walter, who's got the ball 60 metres out from goal. Yet to kick a major for the afternoon. Starts his run up from about the middle of the ground. This will give Forest Hill a bigger lead if he can, but he goes for the short option. I don't know why they keep doing that. Shoulders put the lead on. Coming in hard was Edgerton for Park Orchards. The ball spills out. They're going to clear it now, the Sharks. That's okay. Fraser's got it. Takes it now. Has a little bit of time. Kicks it up towards the wing position. A 2-on-2 situation. Holloway waited at the back of the pack. Sincotta's going to be the first to meet it for the Zebras, but the ball ricocheted over towards the Holloway direction, who just wants the safety of the boundary line. Finds it now. Grandstand side. It's a 2-point ball game. Forest Hill have the lead. We've gone 12 and a half minutes here in the second term. Division 4 match of the day. Park Orchards, the newest side in the Eastern Football League, taking on Forest Hill this afternoon. Both sides with 2 wins to their name so far in 2012. It was a terrible throw down at ground level. Cardamone got the handball out. That was okay. Sincotta backed into a tackle and nearly could have been pinged. He has. Free kick to Park Orchards and it'll go the way of Fair. So Tom Fair this time, inside 50. The lead's on by Stevens. The kick was a little bit tough for him over the back of the pack. Couldn't get boot to ball. Cardamone's going to clear it now for the Zebras. Needs to break a tackle. That was risky. Probably Keeley could have been pinged for dropping it. Put his teammate under a lot of pressure charging through. It was Rogers for Park Orchards. Home crowd getting right into this match. It's right in front of Can Hill here. Grandstand side. So the home side. It's in their offensive arc. It'll be Holloway to go into the ruck contest. Fisted down by Stoneham to his teammates' advantage. They're moving the ball forward though. Park Orchards only 35 metres out from goal here. The umpire's going to ping one. It's going to be a free kick to Park Orchards. Great bit of tackling, especially in the last few minutes, Daniel Sensig. Their urgency is great as Pollard has a shot for goal.
Yeah, and it's going to start showing on the scoreboard as soon as they start punishing.
So Pollard, he'll kick from about 45 metres out to put his side back in front. Yet to kick a goal today. We've seen a few shots from here. Can he be the man to put it straight through the middle? The goal umpire does not move. Pollard gets his first. Park Orchards get their fourth. And on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard, they move to 4 goals, 4-28. It's an 8-point lead. Now Forest Hill are 3-2-20.
Great work from Park Orchards, just working their way back into this one. We'll cross boundary side thanks to Akira Urgent Care. Corey and Jeff.
Coach Peter Nicholson making it very, very known that he's not very happy with the umpires today.
Oh, well, I think the umpires are doing a brilliant job letting the play go on, and they are not taking any action at all from the players, especially not taking any back chat, that's for sure. Basically sending out the message, if you've got an issue, players, use a tissue, Dyson Baker.
Fair enough too, as Ball back in the middle. Good work off the back of the pack. Forest Hill once again will take the clearance away. Inside forward 50 in the shoulders direction. Couldn't mark it. Gives the handball away. His teammate Walter fell over but had plenty of time to just get up and slot that one straight through the middle. So the quick reply coming from the Zebras. And with not much flurry going on around the grounds, it is 4-2-20 now. Forest Hill trailing in this one. Park Orchard's 4-4-28 in the Bendigo Bank scoreboard.
Let's go around the ground with the Division 1 scores at quarter time. Baldwin led Lilydale by 10 points. Scoresby by 19 over East Ringwood. Noble Park by 3 over Blackburn in a close game at Moreton Park. Croydon by 7 over the Rams. Norwood by 4 over Knox, and a 15-point lead by Vermont over South Croydon. There's some close games happening in Division 1 this afternoon. Let's look at Division 2 at quarter time. Roeville by 12 over Bayswater. 9-point lead by Doncaster over Mulgrave. Donvale trailed Doncaster East by 4 points. Montrose by 26, and Muralbark by 20 over Upper Ferntree Gully.
Good work off the back of the pack. Chance now for Forest Hill to go forward once again. Pollard was tackled for Park Orchards right in the centre of Domeney Reserve.
Perfect opportunity to look at Division 3. Templestowe by 33 over the Pioneers at a quarter time. Baronia by 6 against Coldstream. North Ringwood by 19 against local rival Ringwood. Wanturna South Trail Heathmont by 24, and Chenside Park 6 points over Mitcham.
Not much movement. Good work from Judge. Puts it inside forward 50 for Forest Hill. Off the back of the pack, Ackers gives his handball away. Dangerous spot here as they try and move it out off. Player for Park Orchards was dispossessed on that occasion. Chance now once again for Clark. Puts a series of handballs. They've worked it through to Lapthorne. Judge was once again put under a lot of pressure. They're just messing around with it a little bit on the outer side. Gallagher for Park Orchards just trying to come in and sort things out. Umpire just letting it run. And we'll have a ball up 60 metres round from Park Orchards, from the Forest Hill goal.
Division 4 scores at quarter time. Obviously, this game, Park Orchards by 6 points over Canterbury. The Basin by 35 over Surrey Park. 24-point lead by South Belgrave over Kilsyth, and Nuttawading by 9 over Sylvan.
Gallagher got the tap away, unfortunately. Forest Hill taking this one away on this occasion. They try to work it back inside their forward 50, cut off there by Luke Rogers. Puts it up towards centre half forward, looking for a marking option. Couldn't find it on that occasion. Pollard in at the bottom of the pack, so to Hollower. Park Orchards players wanting holding the ball. They've got it on this occasion.
Not afraid to pay it.
So the free kick going the way of Fraser on the outer side. Goes inside forward 50 in the Stevens direction. Comes like a steam train. Can't quite take the mark. Ball spills out. Plenty of time to clear through Whitty for Forest Hill up towards right in the centre of Domeney Reserve. I think we've got an unknown 50 as well for Park Orchards on our team, not on our team sheet as they try and move it forward. Holding up, yeah, it certainly is. Missed that one at the bottom of the sheet. Inside forward 50, Stevens almost outmarked, had about 4 grabs at it, and in the end manages to take it. He's already had 2 shots from pretty much this side. I think that was Coach Peter Nicholson on the outer side through our fixed mic telling him to move it on, because there was plenty of options streaming into the forward 50 arc. One of those, David Baldy, not very happy with the treatment. So Stevens, a lot of pressure on this one. Once again out to that right-hand side as he snuck it through. So pretty much out in a full, exactly the same spot as he kicked it probably 10 minutes ago. And no change to the score. Park Orchards leads this one by 2 points on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard. 18 and a half minutes gone second term.
A few let-offs, Park Orchards. Dan Sensic in the last 10 minutes or so with some shots on goal that have gone awry.
Yeah, that one to Stevens. He just had to kick it there with Baldy streaming towards goal and plenty of options there. Disappointing effort.
It's been a free kick plucked out of nowhere. It'll go the way of Park Orchards. The kick-in found a teammate for Forest Hill, but the umpire said no. So the ball surged back into the goal direction. Hollower's in the front spot, knocked over there by Gamble. They're going to clear it, the Zebras, or at least feed the ball out towards their defensive 50. The big man Sykes gets down on the ground, tried to get a handball out. They do so now. They're going to clear it out. It came out towards Judge. Put his body on the line. That was good placing. Cotter doubled back inside, gave it to Whitty. His kick was smothered, half off the boot. They're still charging forward. Hollower, the ball's still in there. Offensive 50 Park Orchards. Great forward pressure by the Sharks forward, Daniel Sensic.
Free kick.
So it's a free kick to Forest Hill.
Very stiff, Hollower on that occasion.
Very stiff indeed. The ball came out towards Judge. Dropped what he probably should have taken. Ball hits the deck. Cotter's in there at the bottom of the pack. Will have a bounce right in front of the Park Orchards bench. Outer side of the ground, Domeney Reserve Division 4 match of the day. It's a close tussle too. Only 2 points is the margin. It's the home side that have the advantage at the moment as the kick goes up towards half ball. Much in the middle of the ground for Forest Hill. Inside 50, he's got a teammate in there in Cardamo, and he stretches and takes a good mark, diving across the 50. He's got players running in deep. Ash Jones is screaming forward at the top of the goal square. Elects to go short. That's okay. Dylan Sincotter's taken it just inside the 50. But as we've seen so many times in the second term, we've played 20 minutes. They are not comfortable playing from having shots on goal from that position. He wanted to go on. Walter made the lead. I said, no, you've got to come back and put it over the mark. So Dylan Sincotta will take 2, kicks it to the top of the square. The target is, well, brother Clinton couldn't quite take it. They're going to clean out Baldy. He's been crunched in a tackle. Holding the ball will be paid. What a brilliant bit of play there. Never say die attitude by the Zebra forwards. And the coach, Brett Shoulders, will have a shot on goal. He's already kicked 1 for the afternoon. Very important kick here as we cross the 21-minute mark in the second term, Dan.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see the tackles, Will. Fairly even across the board there as he comes in to kick for goal.
So Shoulders looking for second goal on the board. He puts it straight through the middle, and the Zebras have hit the front. They lead on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard. They've got their 5th, 5 goals, 2-32. It's a 4-point ball game. Park Orchard's a 4-4, 28.
Definitely a good effort there by Brett Shoulders. As we saw with the contest, Park Orchards had 2 men waiting for the drop of the ball, and they were away there. But his persistence to chase the running ball carrier was absolutely fantastic, and he's got another goal to his name.
So Shoulders becomes the second multiple goal kicker for Forest Hill. Walter also has 2 with Dylan Sincotta 1. So the Forest Hill forwards, ball back in the middle once again. Good tap off the back of the pack there with Sykes. Chance now to run away through Baldy. Park Orchard slowly moving it forward through Edgerton. They move it inside forward 50 now, looking for the option in Stevens in this occasion. Can't quite mark it, but will take the free kick. And on a reasonably tight angle, will line up for, I think this is probably his 4th shot at his 2nd goal for the day. So far in this term, he's kicked 1 goal, 2, with at least 2 out on the full. And Brendan Stevens to line up for goal number 2. To give his side back the lead, they currently trail by 4 points. 22 minutes gone, second term. EFL game day, Park Orchards v Forest Hill. Brandon Stevens comes in and off the right boot. On this occasion, he makes no mistake. Put him on the other side of the ground and he'll have an absolute field day. Brandon Stevens has 2. His side has 5. They move on to 5-4-34, leading Forest Hill 5-2-32 on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard.
Yeah, fantastic effort there by Brandon Stevens. It's probably one he owed his team after he sprayed a couple out on the full with options inside 50, so good effort by him.
It's across to Will Taylor thanks to Choose Tap match stats.
Yeah, the tackle count at the moment, Park Orchards 21, Forest Hill 20, inside forward 50s 8-6 in favour of Park Orchards, and the possession count at the moment 47-49 in favour of Forest Hill.
Ground getting very dark out here at Domeney Reserve. The wind looks like it's picked up a little bit too. We'll cross down to Jeff Manalitza shortly to get a wind update and which advantage is going to, because Forest Hill don't want to have a shot at goal. Park Orchards get the clearance this time. Probably should have put boot to ball that time. Handball inside 50. Rogers on the left boot. Stevens' direction. Couldn't quite meet it this time. He had the back spot, so the ball will go. It's a half back line. Sullivan, you are gone. It'll be Ryan Turner with the free kick. Up towards half forward. It was good. Tidy shoe, Rogers. On the left now, squeezed it around Stevens, front spot, the big man. He's just been a lone hand up forward. He's presented so well, and he's taken another grab, and he'll look to shoot for his 3rd goal. Back on that, unfancied side of the ground that he doesn't prefer to kick
ugly
on.
side.
The ugly side is what I was looking for. So Stevens, he wastes no time with it either. You know he'll kick the distance. Comes in from 50. Goal number 3 beckons. He springs it straight through the middle. He was never going to miss that one. 3 times a charm, and that's his 3rd goal. Stevens, Park Orchards move away on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard. Pretty impressive last 5 minutes by them, Dan.
Yeah, definitely, and where the goal started there, I think nobody manned up Terry Rogers, and he was given a free go at the ball, and obviously to move it forward to Stevens. Great effort there by him to kick his team another goal, and another one he's probably owed it, given the amount of Foolsey's had.
Every time Park Orchards get met by Forest Hill or lose the lead, there is a quick reply coming. Let's cross down boundary side. Thanks to Akira Urgent Care to Jeff Manalitza with a weather update.
Yeah, you're right. That wind has picked up. It's getting chilly out here, boys. It's a southwesterly wind, so it's kind of going out towards pretty much in our face at the moment.
Fair went inside 50. That time he was looking for dressing, got down low. Ball's just inside 50, about 40 metres out now. So it's an 8-point ball game here. We've gone 25 minutes in the second quarter. Match of the day, Park Orchards versus Forest Hill. It's Division 4 at its best. Pye to bring it up now. Going early. No one got the clear tap wheel with that time, but it was picked up by Baldy. Handballed it backwards. Now it's Forest Hill who got the intercept, and they're running through out on that wing position. Handball, plenty of handball. Walters come charging out. He's going to run over the boundary line out of bounds. Dyson Baker, as you take charge on the outer side of the ground, as you love it.
Thank you very much, BWS. As we cross 25 and a half minutes gone, it's currently an 8-point lead in favour of Park Orchards. After kicking 2 behinds, they've managed to kick 3 goals, so 3-2 plays 3 goals in this second term. As Forest Hill try to clear it forward through Whitty. Kick was smothered. Held up on centre wing, outer side. You can just see those trees right behind our Akira Urgent Care boundary riders just blowing a gale on the outer side. Good work from Gallagher to tap it down for Park Orchards. Manages to find Baldy, who's come into the game in the last probably 10 or 15 minutes as Park fired. But unfortunately, on occasion, his kick goes out of bounds on the full. And a free kick going away to Brenton Sincotta.
You can see Jeff Manalitza's hair swaying with the breeze.
On centre half back, I'm going to leave that one alone. Up towards centre wing, couldn't quite find a teammate. It was Gallagher across the back who managed to get the tap down. Roves his own ball and a chance now to go forward through Edgerton for Park Orchards. And no one presenting once again. Binks for Forest Hill. Handball's off centre of the ground looking for an option. On this occasion, can't quite find it. No mark taken by O'Sullivan. And they'll turn it over again. Running into an open goal. Gamble.
Good kick.
And kicks it across and manages to slot it through for a goal. And Adam Gamble, the captain of the Park Orchards Football Club, has his first. He has his side 7th, and they're running away with this one. 7-4-46, leading Forest Hill 5-32 on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard across boundary side, thanks to Akira Urgent Care.
During that goal, there was a bit of a scuffle out here on our wing. Fraser and also Walt having a few words.
Thank you very much to Jeff and Corey down boundary side. Thanks to Akira Urgent Care this afternoon. 27-minute mark in this second term. Sharks have managed to jump away a little bit in the last 5 minutes or so. After trailing about 6 or 7 minutes ago, they've opened up a 16-point lead, and it's pretty handy deep into time on in this second quarter. No one got the clear tap out. Sykes there. Whitty got the quick kick up towards half forward. Cardamo had the front position. It was taken by Baldy for the Sharks. He was looking to clear. Free kick might be plucked out to Forest Hill. It doesn't matter though, because it's half time here and it's the home side. Park Orchards leading it on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard. They are 7 goals for 46. 14-point margin against Forest Hill, who sit at 5 goals to 32. It's all happening in the match of the day, Division 4, Park Orchards versus Forest Hill. We'll be back after these messages with all the around the ground scores with Ben Waterworth and on EFL Game Day.
Wednesday afternoon between 12 and 2 is a great time to tune into Radio Eastern 98.1 FM for Potpourri. The first half hour features the ladies from the Eastern Regional Libraries with the latest information on what's happening in your local library. Then a great mix of easy listening music from the 40s to the 60s, the latest news, sport and weather, and regular community service announcements, keeping you up to date with what's happening in your community. So join me, Frank Unsworth, every Wednesday between 12 and 2.
Desperate need of some windows, but your budget's too tight? Never fear, because the team at TMB Window Warehouse has the right solution for you. We have surplus windows to suit the needs of any budget. We're located at 120 to 124 Bayfield Road East, Bayswater North. Give us a call, 8727 7506. That's 8727 7506. TMB Window Warehouse. Part of the EAL and AW Transport Group. #1 in window transport. Program sponsor.
We're serving Aussie style great food and a feel good attitude. Now we're going the whole hog. with pasta, more seafood, chicken rib dishes, our famous 18-hour slow-cooked prime rib steak. What are you waiting for? Come in for lunch or dinner and experience the value.
Chadstone, Dandenong, Coringal, Knox Ozone and Water Gardens. Come in and experience some hospitality.
Our hospitality is all about you. New great steak.
Program sponsor.
Radio Eastern 98.1 at 14 after 3, and it's somewhat overcast here in the outer east. Cloudy skies, threatening rain, and currently sitting on 13 degrees. Now, time to check some AFL scores, and the big game over there in Adelaide and Geelong, and it's going to be somewhat of a big blowout as far as Adelaide's concerned. It's almost 709 to Geelong 2. That's right. Adelaide 17,709 to Geelong 6,642 coming up to three-quarter time. And the other game today is up there in Canberra at Manuka Oval, and it's about the 15-minute mark of the second quarter. And 44 to Gold Coast 7-9-51. So some interesting games there being played in AFL, and this is the EFL halftime show. We'll have some reports more around the grounds very shortly, so stick around.
If you love your EFL footy like I do, and you love you don't want to be spending your weekend stuck in the car driving. That's why I opened a Breeze account. Eastlink is the quickest, easiest way to get around Melbourne's east, and Tag's the cheapest way to use Eastlink. So open your Breeze account online at eastlink.com and use Eastlink in the cheapest possible way with a Tag account. Instead of being stuck behind the wheel, I can have more time getting stuck. Oh! Eastlink, it's time better spent, like at the footy.
Program sponsor.
Every club expects high performance from their team. At Ferntree Galley Holden, you'll find the latest high-performance vehicles in the HSV range, and the team will give you the best possible deal. So if you're looking for a high-performance HSV, look no further than Ferntree Galley Holden, Burwood Highway, Ferntree Galley, for a great deal, or visit www.ftgmotor.com.au. Ferntree Galley Holden, your community dealer. LMCT 443, a proud supporter of the Eastern Football League and Radio Eastern.
EFL Saturday Game Day continues. Let's get back and go local for your footy.
Really good game of Division 4 footy out here at Domeney Reserve, Park Orchards and Forest Hill. And the Sharks have got the jump at half-time at the moment over the Zebras. Park Orchards 7-4-46, leading Forest Hill 5-2-32, 14-point margin in favour of Sharks. This game is ahead of a lot of other games around the Eastern Football League at the moment. One score we couldn't bring you at three-quarter time was the Glen Waverley Hawks and Warrandyte score, because that game's about half an hour behind, almost half an hour behind. With the Glen Waverley Hawks doing it reasonably easy, 5-2-32 to Warrandyte 2-1-13. I'll bring you the scores from what we've got at the moment. Rowville doing it easily, 7-9-51 to Bayswater 3-6-24. Doncaster East, this is the big surprise at the moment, 7-5-47, that was a bit New Zealand style, to Donvale 5-5-35. In Division 3, Templestowe 10-6-66 to Whitehorse Pioneers 3-18. Baronia 8-5-53 to Coldstream 5-5-35. And Churnside Park 6-9-45, leading Mitcham 4-3-27. So that's all the scores from around the Eastern Football League at the moment. That's all the news that we can give you. We'll get some scores in the next couple of moments. But now it's time to go around the world and find out what's making news. And as he always does on a Saturday afternoon, it's time to have a bit of a chat to the principal man on the 9 News broadcast. On the 9 News broadcast, of course, the sports reader tonight at 6 o'clock on 9 News, Clint Stanaway.
Good afternoon to you.
Nice to hear from you again. What's been happening across all the AFL at the moment? I see here.
Well, we have a look over at Adelaide. I mean, the Crows are thumping the Premiers in Geelong. They're up by 65 points. Wow. Corey Norris, who's a big Crows man, in his story tonight, of course, but he tells me that, I asked him before, who's been the #1 Crows player? He says, it's just been a beautiful team. Rory Sloan, though, the Upway boy, he's apparently tearing them to shreds. As I say, the Cats really struggling over there at Amy. In the other match this afternoon, the Gold Coast have gained the ascendancy over the GWS. They're up by 3 goals at this stage. So, yeah, it's a few interesting matches, a few interesting results.
Yeah, absolutely. What else is making news around the world at the moment, Clint?
Well, of course, we've got Black Caviar aiming for win number 21. It's all happening over there across the border in Adelaide today, so we'll be across that at 4:20 this afternoon, but also at 6. A fella out on the Western Ring Road found more than $8,000 in cold, hard cash last night. Exactly. It was very much a surprise find, and tonight Jake speaks exclusively to 9 News and tells us why he's handing that in to police. I don't know, what would you do?
Well, I'm a man of high morals, Clint, as all our Eastern Football League listeners know, so I'd probably hand it in. How about yourself?
Yeah, I'd probably hand back 7,500 and just a few beers.
Oh, you're a wise man. You're a very wise man.
Okay, in other news, a man has admitted to starting a major warehouse blaze with a cigarette lighter. Craig Thompson, that scandal won't go away. He claims he was set up with hookers, would you believe? So we'll have the latest on that saga. Laurie Oak spoke to him this morning. Police amazed at a historic find in a Bentley East garage. There's a sleeping pill addiction that's gripping Australians, a bit of a concerning report, and One Direction mania, would you believe it hit Melbourne again?
Oh, no, surely not. Are you heading to the concert, Clint?
I think it's in 2 years' time, isn't it?
Is it 2 years? I thought there was a one a little bit later on in the year, from what I understand.
Oh, I'm not. I hope it's 2 years' time. Anyway, I'm not a huge fan, but latest in sport, including Steve Hooker, a fantastic result for him, qualifying for the London Games later.
Thanks very much, Clint. We'll talk to you next week.
Thanks, boys.
Clint Stanaway, the sports reader for 9 News. Tune in tonight at 6 p.m. for all the latest news from around the world, the best in the business. Got a couple of other we'll score some all-round divisions at the moment. And let's start with Balwyn and Lilydale. And Balwyn at the moment doing it pretty well over Lilydale. Balwyn 6-1-37 to Lilydale 2-5-17. This is an interesting scoreline. Blackburn and Noble Park dead even at half-time. Blackburn 5-7-37. Noble Park an inaccurate 4-13-37. Full lot of scores in Division 2. Bayswater 3-6-24 to Roval 7-9-51. Doncaster 5-2-32 to Mulgrave 4-9-33. Donny East 7-5-47 to Donvale 5-5-35. And Montrose 9-14-68 to the Waverley Blues 1-4-10. Moorabach 13-5-83, doing it really easily over Upper Fenchurch Gully. I just mentioned the Bayswater and Roval score. Let's head out now to the Bayswater Oval. It's going to be it's been an interesting contest so far. Local rivals, Adidas versus Nike, whatever you want to describe it. And in the thick of it is our very own Peter Bear. Good afternoon, Frosty.
Yeah. Good afternoon, Benny Waterworth. How are you?
Oh, doing all right. Of course, you are the man who does milk cows for a living. Tell us a bit about the first half so far, some of the standout players in the Bayswater Roval game.
Yeah, it's been an interesting contest out here. Some drops of rain just starting to fall here during the half-time breakout at Bayswater Oval. It's been a really fierce contest, probably characterised by some turnovers really early in that first quarter. It was Bayswater that appeared to settle first, but Roval really got on top around the contest later in that first quarter and moved the ball much more fluently through the midfield. At quarter time, it was Roval 4-3-27, leading 2-3-15. Bayswater were forced wide by the Roval pressure through the midfield. Roval just seemed to have all the answers. They had bigger bodies around the contest. Guys like Alex Frawley started to take guys like Neil Winterton out of the contest. Winterton was very influential early for Bayswater, started to drop out of the game as the quarter progressed. In the second quarter, it was a little bit more of the same, 3-1 for Roval. They were a little bit wasteful in that second quarter. They had 9 shots on goal, only managing the 3 goals. 7-point lead at half-time, and in the context of this game where rain's starting to fall out here, it's a very major goal kicker so far. Mason Crozier, who's been moved forward by Paul Minot, a bit of an interesting move there, really exploiting some of the lack of height for Bayswater in their backline. He's kicked 2 goals in the first half. He's played a fantastic game. Got better and better the longer that first half's gone. He was playing through the midfield and really pushing forward, getting really attacking. Nathan Hicks has kicked 1, as has Luke Scanlon and Michael Bussey. For Bayswater, they've only had the 2 goal kickers so far. Wayne McInerney's kicked 2. He's been a bit of a live wire up forward for them. Matty Hayhurst, he's tried hard. He's kicked a single goal. But at half-time, as I said, Roval appeared to have all the answers out here at Bayswater Oval. They led by 27 points at half-time. They look like the much better side out here, and we'll probably be looking to go away with this one in the second half, Ben.
Good on you, Frosty. We'll talk to you after the game.
No worries, mate. Look forward to it.
51 to Bayswater, 3-6-24. A very good start for the Bayswater, for the Roval football. They look to be doing it pretty easily at the moment. Vermont just getting a couple of scores through at the moment. Vermont have hit back in the, well, they had a lead at quarter time and they've extended that lead at half time. But a good game, it seems, out there at Tarara Road. Vermont 9-11, South Croydon 8-6-54. And at half time over at the Basin, Michael Vozzo, head of EFL umpiring, doing some. The Basin 13-16-94 to Surrey Park 2-5-17. In Division 3, let's have a look at some of the scores. 10-6-66 to the Wildest Pioneers, 3 straight 18. Baronia 8-5-53 to Coldstream 5-5-35. Ringwood 5-5-35 to North Ringwood 8-4-52. Wantirna South 5-6-36 to Heathmont 7-8-50. Chernside Park 6-9-45 to Mitcham 4-3-27. Just mentioned that Heathmont were 14-point leaders at halftime. We've got a man out there. He is the most experienced man of the EFL Media Team. He does a fine job as always. Covering this game right here on EFL Game Day is Brad Henderson. Good afternoon to you, Bradley.
G'day, Benny, from a very cold and sort of windswept Walker Reserve.
Has the rain hit there yet?
No, it hasn't. It hasn't rained, fortunately,
Excellent.
But it's pretty ominous-looking skies. It's actually the first time I've been out to Walker Reserve since the groundworks that were done last year, and I mean the surface is fantastic.
Yes.
Like it just makes for a really good game of footy, and that's here for the first half.
So who's been some of the better players so far in the game, and just sort of give us an idea of where the game's heading at the moment.
It's a game of two quarters. Like that first term, Heathmont really did control the play. They had a lot more of the footy. Lee Odermatt was looking particularly dangerous up forward, moving well and providing Heathmont with plenty of opportunities. Darren Sheen was being pretty well held though by Tim Lee, and it seemed like every time Sheen got the footy, he was pounced on by about 3 Wantirna South opponents trying to rip the ball from his grip. But certainly Wantirna South very fine. Matt Clark at quarter time was extremely unhappy actually with their efforts in that first quarter. And it was interesting at half time I heard one of the Wantirna South players say to the others, say to them, why does it take a quarter and a half to start playing, boys? Because that's pretty much was the case. Halfway through that second term, all of a sudden it was as if Wantirna South just switched the switch the gear and started playing some terrific footy, and they kicked the last, I think 4 of the last 5 goals of that quarter for Wantirna South. Michael Jarvis, and one of the players who's been creating plenty of opportunities. Anthony Hickey for Heathmont, the player who's sort of giving them most of their drive out. But really not a game so far where there's been a lot of great individual performances. I think it's one of those matches where if somebody can grab the game by the scruff of the neck, it prove to be the mismatch winner for their team. But as far as goals go, yeah, as I said, Darren Sheen's been well held. It's actually Nick Aitken who's looked the more dangerous of the two twin towers down there for Heathmont. And Aitken's kicked a couple of terrific long goals for the Debs.
Beautiful, good stuff, Bradley. We look forward to your report after the game on 98.1 FM.
Thanks very much, Benny.
Good stuff, Brad. Heathmont leading that one between over Wantirna South, 7-8-50 Heathmont, Wantirna South 5-6-36. We're going to take a short break here on EFL Game Day because the umpires Domeney Reserve, Forest Hill coming out now, and we're going to take a break. And on the other side of the break, we're going to have second half action from Domeney Reserve, Park Orchards by 14 points over Forest Hill, right here on EFL Game Day.
If you love your EFL footy like I do and you love getting down to see your team play, you don't want to be spending your weekend stuck in the car driving. That's why I opened a Breeze account. EastLink is the quickest, easiest way to get around Melbourne's east, and tags are the cheapest way to use EastLink. So open your Breeze account online at eastlink.com.au today and use EastLink in the cheapest possible way with a tag account. Instead of being stuck behind the wheel, I can have more time getting stuck into the umpire. Ball! EastLink. It's time better spent, like at the footy.
Program sponsor.
Every club expects high performance from their team. At Ferntree Gully Holden, you'll find the latest high performance vehicles in the HSV range, and the team will give you the best possible deal. So if you're looking for a high performance HSV, look no further than Ferntree Gully Holden, Burwood Highway, Ferntree Gully, for a great deal, or visit www.ftgmotor.com.au. Ferntree Gully Holden, your community dealer. LMCT 443, a proud supporter of the Eastern Football League and Radio Eastern.
In desperate need of some windows but your budget's too tight? Never fear, because the team at T&B Window Warehouse has the right solution for you. We have surplus windows to suit the needs of any budget. We're located at 120 to 124 Bayfield Road East, Bayswater North. Give us a call, 8727 7506. That's 8727 7506. T&B Window Warehouse. Don't forget the name, part of the EAL and AW Transport Group. Number 1 in window transport. Program.
Eat free Mondays and Tuesdays for a limited time at Hog's Breath Cafe. Get out! When an adult dines at Hog's Breath Cafe, you also get a kids meal free. Select from any one of our special kids meal combos. That's hospitality. Mondays and Tuesdays for a limited time. So get in for our great kids meal deal. Kids eat free at Hog's Breath Cafe. Love you to join us. Call 1-800-HOGSTAR.
Chadstone, Dandenong, Coringal, Knox Ozone, Waterguns and Geelong. Come in and experience some hospitality.
Program sponsor.
EFL Saturday Game Day continues. Let's head back and go local for your footy.
Welcome back to Domeney Reserve for the Division 4 match of the day, Park Orchards versus Forest Hill. Great contest in the first half. Park Orchards managed to get it scoot away a little bit, Daniel Sensic, in the latter part of that second quarter. They've got a 14-point lead at half-time. Both sides are back out on the ground, ready to meet, getting into position. What do each side need to do to get over the line this afternoon?
Well, Forest Hill, firstly, they're overusing the ball at the moment. Jeff was telling me in the break that, they're overusing the handball, and it's really costing them with the pressure that Park Orchards are serving up at the moment. Park Orchards are going more direct, and it's giving them rewards on the scoreboard.
Let's hear the important stats at half-time, thanks to Choose Tap with Will Taylor.
Yeah, you're certainly right, Dan, with the handballs. Forest Hill had 61 handballs in the first half to 45 to Park Orchards. Other key stats at the moment, hit outs 31-17 in favour of Park Orchards. The inside forward 50s 25-21 in favour of Park Orchards, and the tackle count 56-47 in favour of Park Orchards.
Getting pretty dark out here at Domeney Reserve now. It's cold and blustery. It should be a pretty tight second half. It's only a 14-point margin, Dyson Baker. It's the home side that have it. How important is this first 15 minutes?
Look, yeah, we saw both in the start of both the quarters in the first half. We saw a little bit of a scrappy play. In the end, Park Orchards managed to get the better of Forest Hill in both those second halves. It'll be interesting to see just who can put the goals on the board before the anticipated rain is coming, as the ball's thrown up for the start of the third term. Park Orchards trying to push it forward, held up, and we'll have a secondary ball up. May want to start that time clock, BWS, just so we're right on call. Thank you very much. As Park Orchards go inside forward 50. The bottom of the pack there was Parks, couldn't quite take the mark. And the ball's held up right on the edge of the 50-metre arc here at Domeney Reserve for Park Orchards.
Boundary.
Cross boundary side in just a moment, thanks to Akira Urgent Care. Off the bottom of the pack, still trying to work it forward. Good work off the back. There was Clark, but found his opponent in Fair. So Christian Fair, about 60 metres out, too far out, looking for an option, decides to go short. On this occasion, can't quite find his teammate in dressing, and ball spills over the boundary line and out of bounds. So just holding up in play. Park Orchards doing all the attacking in the first minute or so of this quarter. Ball thrown in. Tap down came on that occasion from Stoneham. Trying to push it forward out of a dangerous spot here, Forest Hill. They work it nicely in front of Cardamone, who was run to the ball on that occasion by Fair, and it sees it over the boundary line and out of bounds. Perfect time for us to go boundary side thanks to Akira Urgent Care.
Thank you. Starting on the boundary.
No, we cannot go to the Akira Urgent Care boundary riders because our tech is not in the caravan. The ball's come back in. Handball over there by Woody for Forest Hill. Goes up towards a half-forward line. That was okay. Getting the kick inside 50 up towards a full forward position. Over the top Griffiths. That was a good fist away. Paddling along towards himself, Wiedemann. Ball's going to hit the deck about 40 metres out from goal. Sykes is in there. Tried to lend some support. Hollowa. Created the Shepherd. Park Orchards are going to clear it out now. Kick up towards the centre wing position. Who's going to be the target? Nobody's home though, and a good mark's been taken by Brenton Sincotta. Half back line. Wants to switch it into the middle. It's a decent enough kick too. Finds his captain in Matt Whitty. Quick handball off. Cicluna. Kick up towards the half-forward line. Luke Walters come a long way out from goals, and he fell over as well, and he's been tackled, holding the ball. Great tackle by Griffiths there, and he's been rewarded with the free kick. He wants to move it on quickly. The big man kicks it up towards more or less the half-forward position. It bounces that way now. Running over it was Wensley for Forest Hill. Picked it up. That was good play. Handball over the top was smothered. The ball goes over the boundary line and out of bounds. Far side of the ground. There's a 14-point margin here. We've gone 3.5 minutes in the third term. Ball's at no one's advantage, comes down. Byra bounce it again. So Gallagher is the man who took it out of the ruck. High calling for it. It's going to be a free kick. It's going to go the way of Park Orchards. I'm not too sure what that was for. Did you see that, Daniel Sensic?
No, I didn't. I'm pretty sure it would have been for foul language if there's
Pushing the back, yeah.
That's your excuse for everything, foul language. As Park Orchards have the ball on centre wing, kick it up inside 50. Perry had the front spot. He could have been held. He was. So it'll be Perry for Forest Hill. The vice captain. Handball off to Wensley. Moves it on even quick towards the half centre wing position. Parks tries to get around it. That was good play by the big man. Gallagher tried to squeeze a handball out. Kick comes up towards centre half forward. Coming out is Jono dressing. Takes it now. The handball wasn't crash hot. Parks has been running down the outer side. He's going to get caught. What a beautiful tackle that was by Brett Shoulders, running him down. The umpire not afraid to pay holding the ball this afternoon. Kick up by Brett Shoulders. It wasn't too crash hot. Puts his teammate under a lot of pressure. That was Sincotta. Park Orchards looked to drive the ball up towards the half forward line, getting down low and not being able to get the pill was Fraser. That was Gamble. So the umpire to ball it in about 75 metres out from goal, Park Orchards end. So now, once again it was a short throw in, but they're trying their best, trying to paddle to his advantage. Mark Shoulders got down. It was a 2-on-1 situation. He kept it in there. He did a good job. We'll have a bounce right in front of us here on the broadcast position. 14 points the difference. We've got 5 minutes in this third term. It's the home side who have the lead.
Ball thrown up, centre wing, commentary side, tapped down on that occasion. Turner went without it. Still trying to work it out off the back of the pack there was Cardamone. Up towards Sincotta, couldn't quite find him on that occasion, and ball goes out of bounds. Perfect time for us to cross the Andrew side, thanks to Akira Urgent Care, Corey and Jeff.
Thanks, boys. Starting off on the boundary for Park Orchards is number 13, David Baldy, number 20, Christopher Akers, number 22, Samuel Eggleston, and number 44, Mitchell Crom.
And Jeff?
Yeah, for Forest Hill, the vice-captain O'Sullivan started on the bench along with Judge and Clinton Sincotta.
Oh.
And, of course, Greenland off to hospital with that wrist, I should say.
Thank you very much to Jeff and Corey. Thanks to Akira Urgent Care. 157 Scoresby Road in Baronia. 9839 3333 as Park Orchards go forward. Good mark taken off the back of the pack there by Binks.
Pushing the back.
But a free kick going the way of Dressing. Dressing an ugly kick, but it goes inside forward 50. Ball bounce, good work. Managing to pick it up on that occasion was Wensley. Gives the handball off, finds Whitty. Goes short out to his coach's shoulders. Gives the quick handball off under a lot of pressure on that occasion with his brother. Inside forward 50, Clark. Couldn't quite find the option off the back of the pack. Cardamone has front possession, got tackled, taken high. I reckon he's ducked into that one, AFL style. And it'll be Michael Cardamone, the assistant coach of the Forest Hill Footy Club, to line up for his first of the day, Dan.
Yeah, definitely. And it started out here with Brett Shoulders and Mark Shoulders. Great use of the ball, and you can see Forest Hill starting to use it a lot better in this third term.
So Cardamone to bring his side back. They currently trail by 14 points. Sticks it on the right boot, wrong side, but manages to just slot it through very, very nicely. does a little bit of get around Mead Boys stuff is he's moved his side onto 6-2-38, trailing Park Orchards on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard 7-4-46.
So we've gone 6.5 minutes in this third term. Close game, that's what we expected. That's why we came out here to Domeney Reserve this afternoon. Plenty of scores happening around the east as you go local for your footy. Text in your scores on 0410 495 582. And if you're down at Domeney Reserve, it's getting pretty cold, and they've got a fantastic Devonshire tea special going on with a couple of scones, jam and cream. Get around the tuck shop, it's fantastic. As Park Orchards get to clear the ball now, this is Turner. Gets a handball out. Pollard, snap around the body up towards the half-forward line. That was okay. Well trapped by Jenkins. Handball was overrun. Ackers is in there, trying to get the handball off. They're moving it okay. Forest still keeping the pressure up if they can just keep it in. The umpire said no. Right in front of our Akira Urgent Care. Bound on the outer side of the ground. 12-point ball game, 8-point ball game. Umpire to bring it in. Stoneham went up in the contest that time. No clear possession. Just trying to squeeze the ball out. Whitty was in there. Quick give. That was okay. Ball paddles right back towards our boundary line once again. In front of the Park Orchards bench. So don't forget those halftime scores across the east. Let's start with Division 3. Templestowe by 48 at half-time over the Pioneers. Boronia by 18 over Coldstream. 17-point lead by North Ringwood over Ringwood. 14 points by Heathmont over Wanturna South. And Churnside Park lead by 3 goals against Mitcham out at Kimberley Reserve as Park Orchards look to surge the ball forward again. This is fair. Goes very deep, and it finds only as far as Todd Berger at the last line of defence for the Zebras. And he's going to clear to the broadcast side. The kick went into a little bit of no man's land and started to create a foot race. Up to it was Mark's shoulders. Snaps around the body on the left boot. That was a good kick. Gained some very valuable meterage as it went up towards Hollowa. Tried to keep the ball in. St Cotter's in there too. Coghlan got a good handball. Got a fist out. That was lap form for the Zebras, but charging through now is Sam Fraser for the Sharks. Gets it across to Dressing. Dressing's had a few touches in this first 5 minutes in the third quarter. Kicks it to the last line of the goal line. Charging through, overrunning it. There was fair. Ball goes over the boundary line and out of bounds. Left forward pocket. Park Orchards end. An 8-point lead, which they're looking to stretch as we cross the 9-minute mark. So the ball very deep. Going up is Gallagher. Got the front spot. It came down to St Cotter. They're going to clear it now. The Zebras. Perry bangs it on the boot up towards the centre wing position over the head. That time of Rogers. Was he going to be the first to meet it? Charging across was Holloway. He covers a lot of ground, that big man with the dreads. Ball over the boundary line, out of bounds. Far side of the ground. 9 minutes gone, Dyson Baker.
Both sides, their players and the coaches on the interchange bench, both all wearing jackets, so we know it's cold outside. I'm standing right next to the door in the caravan, and I'm just getting a little bit chilly wearing the thongs and the jeans. Not a very smart idea, as the sun's just starting to beam through.
Let's look at the Division 4 scores at half-time. It is Ferntree Gully by 3 goals over Canterbury, a 77-point lead by the Basin over Surrey Park. South Belgrade by 34 points over Kilside, and a very close game, Nuttawatting by 2 points over Sylvan.
Sykes tapped down, but it only goes as far as Holloway, who couldn't quite get the kick away, and it'll be St Cotter variety to try and get it up towards centre half forward. And it's tapped over the boundary line out of bounds in front of the Park Orchards bench.
Let's look at Division 2. Roval by 26 over Bayswater at half-time. Close game between Mulgrave and Doncaster. It is the Lions by 1 point. Donvale and Doncaster East in another close game. It is again the Lions by 12 points. And Montrose by 58 over the Waverley Blues.
Park Orchards managed to get the clearance away. They've worked it towards centre half forward. Chance now to try and push it further forward. As we've just been greeted with tea and scones here. Chance now for Forest Hill to go forward. A series of handballs, sees them move inside forward. They can't quite find their option in shoulders. He just punches it forward. Chance now around the body through Walter. Bouncing ball. Plenty of numbers back there for the Sharks. And they'll have time to regroup and clear out of half-back commentary side. Up towards centre wing. Good work from Cardamone. Got caught in front position. Couldn't really do much with the defender coming over the back of him. And right on the Sharks monogram. On centre wing here, commentary side.
Plenty of close scores in Division 1 this afternoon at half-time. Baldwin by 20 over Lilydale. Scoresby by 13 over East Ringwood. 7-point lead by East Burwood over Croydon. It's a draw between Blackburn and Noble Park. 11-point lead by Vermont over South Croydon and Norwell by 24 over Knox.
Once again, trying to push it forward. Park Orchards have all the attack in this last quarter. A bit of free kick going against dressing on this occasion for holding the man. He argues, but it was reasonably there. And on this occasion, umpire making anything, as we've seen. 25-metre penalties, Will Taylor, thanks to Choose Tap.
Yeah, at the moment, the 25-metre penalties at the moment is 5-2 in favour of Forest Hill.
We'll mark that down as about a 7.5-metre penalty. That was nowhere near it, but Forest Hill tried to move it inside forward 50. Bouncing ball sitting off the bottom of the pack there was Sullivan. Couldn't quite take it away, and ball's held up pretty much right on the 50-metre arc for Forest Hill, who currently trail 6-2, the Sharks 7. The sun just bathes Domeney Reserve. Still, we set an expected top of 14 degrees. Park Orchards to clear away through a series of handballs. I tell you what, this guy's been good. Sam Fraser has it on centre wing, trying to sum up his options. Up towards the forward 50 arc, trying to find an option off the back. Nice mark taken there by Ash Jones, who's also been good. He's got Judge on the outer side, who has a paddock to work with. Just got plenty of time to sum up his options. Decides to go short, looking for shoulders. Can't quite find him on this occasion. Once again, out the bottom of the pack, Sharks have all the numbers. They clear out on this occasion through Viney. Just got to be cleaner in that disposal. It's that first kick that's let them down so far in this last term. Inside 50s thanks to Choose Tap, Will Taylor.
4 apiece at the moment.
So neither side able to make use of it so far in this second half. Either side yet to score in the second half. Score currently reads as it did at halftime, 7-4, playing at 5-2.
6-2.
6-2, I should say. Thank you very much, Will Taylor.
You're out at the Glen Waverley Hawks versus Warrandyte clash this afternoon. Text in your scores on 0410 495582. We're still waiting on a score from that game this afternoon.
So ball's held up centre wing. Our Akira Urgent Care boundary riders right in front of them. As the ball's thrown in once again, Scythe gets his tap down on this occasion, and Forrest still tried to take it away. Inside forward 50, bouncing ball, but plenty of options there. Coughlin on this occasion for Park Orchards gets it away to Hollowa, and they manage to clear it out slowly into a dangerous position, but Thomas Fair marks. Centre wing kicks up, manages to find his target. Good setup here. Brian, centre wing and aside, up towards the tip of the 50 arc, off the back of the pack. Lovely mark, almost taken there by Stoneham. And Forrest still a chance to clear away on this occasion. Series of handballs. They move back inside the defensive 50 through Whitty. Dangerous position, but a nice mark taken there by Binks. So Binks at half back for Forest Hill, summing up his options. Decides to go wide out to the outer side. Hollowa has front position, couldn't quite take the mark, but the Rovers there on that occasion. Turner inside forward 50, looking for dressing, manages to find him. So after a good setup, it'll be dressing of the Jonathan variety to hopefully have a shot for Park Orchards first. He manages to chip off and finds Luke Turner. So Turner in a better spot. Count the lineup for his first of the day. And put Park Orchards further in front on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard. So 14 minutes gone, I should say, third term. And it'll be Luke Turner, who actually set up dressing, manages to find himself in a good position and sets it on its way across to the left-hand side. Umpire had to move a mile on that occasion and threw for one behind. So Park Orchards moves to 7-5-47 to Forest Hill 6-38 on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard.
Yeah, definitely needed to kick that one, did Turner. We've discussed that Park Orchard's second half this year haven't been too flash, so we've gone nearly 15 minutes in this third term and they haven't kicked a goal yet.
Shoulders kicked it in. Whitty took the mark across the defensive 50. Grandstand side. 9-point ball game. It's the home side in front. Kick up towards the Sykes direction. He had to beat 3 plays, but it came over the back of the pack. That was okay because Jones had a man over the top in St Cotta. Can he trap the ball? Charging through was Chrome for Park Orchards. They're doing okay. This is Griffiths now. Down at ground level for the Sharks. Can they squeeze it out? Plenty of pressure happening around the ball as this time it's Parks gets a handball over to Coughlin, goes for the old 1-2, handball over the top. This is Baldy now right in front of us here on the broadcast position side, kicks it up towards half forward. Who's going to stand tall and take a mark? Pollard will. He's put his hand up and he's pulled down a ripper mark. He'll be looking to give the handball. That was probably a silly option. Fraser just had the only choice but to paddle it in front of himself. Finds himself against 3 opponents. They look like they'll be holding it in or running it over. They do.
Probably his only option is he still hasn't gotten up. I think his opponent just landed funny on his leg. We'll get our our Akira urgent care boundary riders to check that one out as he moves over to the other side of the ground.
We've probably got better chance of seeing what's going on from this side than they do from that side. It's the umpire balls it in. Dressing probably could have been held. The umpire's seen it. It's going to be advantage paid, but fair missed it, and the umpire's going to bring it back. So a free kick to Jono Dressing, about 50 metres out from goal. Let's cross down boundary side very quickly, thanks to Akira urgent care to Corey Hall.
It's actually Christian Fair on the other side of the ground over there.
Thank you very much, Corey. I don't even know who we said it was. I've moved on from that point.
Said it was Pollard.
The guys on the boundary line just correcting us here this afternoon. Dressing. There's cramp happening right around this kick. The umpire's a little bit confused of what to do.
Forest Hill players actually want him off the ground. They've got it now. So Park Orchards will be one man down.
Dressing. Game's just pretty much stopped. Currently sits at a 9-point margin. Saw Forest Hill struggle to kick goals from this end in the second term from around about this distance, but Dressing goes bang, pushes it to the right-hand side, and a minor score is the result. So on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard, the home side, Park Orchard, 7 goals, 6-48. It's a 10-point lead against Forest Hill, 6-2-38. We've got 18 minutes in this third term. So
I think on that occasion it was Fair, who just came off for a bit of a stretch, so he can still come back on as he's going to go through the interchange bench. So Park Orchard still with the 4 on the bench. Kick came out at the bottom of the pack. Dressing was in there. Tried to get over the top of Cardamone, couldn't quite do so. And the ball will be held up pretty much right on the 50-metre arc for Park Orchards. Managed to hold it up.
Let's cross down boundary side thanks to Akira urgent care to Corey Hall as I think it's Fair's just come off, Corey.
Yeah, he has. He's just stretching up on the boundary here. It looks like he'll come back on a bit later, though.
Running off the bottom of the pack. Thank you very much, boys. Down on boundary level as Forest Hill try to clear it away on this occasion. That was Binks up towards the centre of the ground, trying to push it further forward. Leading in the race was Cicluna, but coming across, cutting it off was Viney. Manages to get his handball away. Inside forward, 50 now, Park Orchards once again. Pushing the back, wasn't called for Stevens. Still a chance now for Edgerton, who sees it over the boundary lines. Right in front of the cricket nets, if you know Domeney Reserve here in Park Orchards. It is Park Orchards leading this one, 7-6. Forest Hill 6-2 on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard. Park Orchards trying to add to that lead. They've only managed to add 2 points so far in this second half. As Forest Hill try to clear it away once again. Overusing this handball consistently right throughout this game. Dressing, snaps it off the bottom of the pack, but it was came off the wrong side of the boot, and it'll be Forest Hill to be able to clear away through this one. 19 minutes gone, third term, EFL game day. It is Park Orchards, 7-6-48, leading Forest Hill, 6-2-38.
Let's cross down boundary side. Thanks to Akira urgent care. He looks to be getting pretty chummy with the Forest Hill bench.
Just meeting the locals, boys.
So the ball's been kicked in. Simcotta takes it for Forest Hill. If you stand next to the people on the ground, we want information, Jeff. They are the givers of it. So ball goes over the boundary line right near that Forest Hill bench. About 75 metres out from goal. It's a 10-point ball game. We almost reached time on in this third term. Umpire to bring it in. Sykes had the back spot but got the fist down. Turner, Luke, runs it over the boundary line and out of bounds. So another restart. Daniel Sensick, we've hit time on. How's the feeling?
Very disappointing third quarter by the Sharks here, BWS. They have not scored a goal yet, and we know their second halves have been absolutely ordinary this season.
It's been a pretty tough contest. Both sides going really hard in for the ball. It'll be Park Orchards now, streaming it forward, going up and taking a terrific mark. Well, spoiled mark. I think that was Walter down there. So the umpire will ball it in. We've now moved along to the Park Orchards bench, where it looks like a change room. So the umpire to bring it in. Sykes over the back of the pack. Can they move the ball forward? O'Sullivan wanted to give a little gig. The kick goes inside 50 now. That's the way to go home. A long kick up towards the Wensley direction. Couldn't quite take the mark. We'll have another boundary throw in. So the ball's in Park Orchard's forward line. They'll be looking to stretch that lead. Daniel Sensic not impressed with their third quarter today, but I think that it's been a pretty tight tussle in this third term. Not many goals scored at all, Dyson Baker.
1 goal, 2 in this third term.
So the ball to the middle of the ground. They've got the spread happening. Cardamone, if he can just manage to trap the ball, he does so now. He gets to the 50. His own teammate tripped him over, but they still have the numbers. Long kick from about 40 metres out. Is this one going to go through? What a great kick that was by Clinton St Cotta. He puts through his first for the afternoon, and Forest Hill edged that a little bit closer. It's now a 2-point ball game as a little bit of how do you do goes on behind the play. And on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard, it's a 2-point ball game, Daniel Sensic.
Yeah, definitely, and a fantastic passage of play there by Cardamone. He ran the lines, even nearly cleaned up his own player in Clinton St Cotta, but he got the rewards in the end and back on the scoreboard. The Forest Hill Footy Club.
Across boundary side, thanks to Akira Urgent Care. Boys, what have you got for us?
Yeah, David Baldy's come off and he's got ice on the shoulder, so I'm not exactly sure what's going on there, but he could be in trouble.
So a few injuries going around for both sides. Ice usually means we'll just give you a rest until next week, so both sides could be one man down on the bench as we tick towards 22 minutes gone third term.
You guys are in the action. Go and ask the questions.
Ball thrown out. Tapped down on this occasion by Stoneham. Managed to get into a little bit in this third term, Judge. Hands off to Clark for Forest Hill as they move inside forward 50. Won't find a target as it managed to stay in. No umpires knowing, benefit of the doubt, and it'll be a throw-in in the Forest Hill forward line, about 25 metres round from their goal. They currently trail by 4 points, 7-6 plays 7-2, or 48 playing 44. So boundary umpire to throw it back in now. Be Hollower and Sykes. Sykes gets the tap down inside forward 50. St Cotta off the bottom of the pack of the Dillon variety on that occasion. Shoulders will lead in the race here, but put under a lot of pressure. And Park Orchard's unable to clear on this occasion. We basically just crossed to the other side of the ground, right in front of the scoreboard here at Park Orchards, and a boundary throw in once again. So just waiting for the ball to be thrown back in. Sykes once again gets a tap away, but plenty of Sharks around the ball. It was Pollard on that occasion, but off the back of the pack. The smothered kick, and it was Shoulders on that occasion.
You've got to get excited about that, Dyson Baker. That is a cracking goal.
Who manages to put through his side's 8th. They move on to 8-50, and they lead for the first time in about 2.5 quarters. The Sharks 7-6-48 on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard.
Yeah, Brett Shoulders' opponent there gave him an absolute armchair right into goal. He should have been defending goal side. Instead, he was caught behind and had a goal kicked on him.
A third goal to Brett Shoulders takes his side's 8th, and they lead, as I said, it was the 16-minute mark of the first term since they've led.
Doncaster East lead Dombo by 18 points at three-quarter time, and it's a 20-point lead by the Glen Waverley Hawks over Warrandyte as the ball's back in the middle. Who can get a clear clearance? It's going the way of Forest Hill, you would think. A kick inside 50 or thereabouts. Cardamone's going to be the first to meet it. He's got a foot race against Turner. Luke Walters there across centre-half forward. Needs to go backwards. He does to Judge. He was tackled, got down, second effort. Fantastic. Just moving the ball forward still. The umpire could have pinged him, since he's done so many times today. They're still trying to squeeze the handball out Forest Hill, right near that boundary line, right near that Park Orchards bench. And Forest Hill are going to win a free kick, much to the delight of the Shark for Ray over on that outer side. There was a hot footy there for a moment. It'll be Walter to bring the ball back in. Got to go deep. He's got Sykes putting on a lead into the forward pocket. Ignores it. Kicks it up towards the mark. Shoulders direction. That was a clever kick, and Shoulders puts himself right in position and takes a strong mark about 52 metres out from goal. The distance may push him here, but he looks like he's fancying himself. He nearly went for a little give, but he's going to go back and have a shot now. So Mark Shoulders yet to kick a goal for the afternoon, and he's not going to because he goes to the pocket. It was a 2-on-1 situation. The Sharks are going to win out here as the ball's paddled towards the line. That was really good play by Viney. If he could keep it in, oh no.
Fell into that one nicely.
So Gallagher gives away a free kick. It's going to go to Cardamone, who just works so hard. Every contest he's got a man all by himself in the pocket if he can spot him. Waiting for the bigs to get back to the top of the square. They're charging out now. Sykes has put on his lead. Walters down there as well. He looks like he's going to play on Cardamone. He took the player on and dropped the ball. It should have been paid holding the ball. He goes in there again. Going in pretty tough there was Crow.
Boundary.
As the siren goes here, it was a pretty short quarter, only 26 minutes here at Domeney Reserve, and it's a 2-point lead to Forest Hill at three-quarter time on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard. They are 8 goals, 250. Park Orchards is 7 goals, 648. A really interesting term, that one. We look forward to the fourth quarter action and all the around-the-ground scores with Ben Waterworth after the break right here on EFL Game Day.
Kids eat free Mondays and Tuesdays for a limited time at Hog's Breath Cafe. Get out! When an adult dines at Hog's Breath Cafe, you also get a kids meal free. Select from any one of our special kids meal combos with a soft drink and ice cream. That's Hospitality. Mondays and Tuesdays for a limited time. So get in for Kids eat free at Hog's Breath Cafe. Love you to join us. Call 1-800-HOGSTAR.
Chadstone, Dandenong, Coringal, Knox Ozone, Water Gardens and Geelong. Come in and experience some hospitality.
Program sponsor. In desperate need of some windows but your budget's too tight? Never fear, because the team at T&B Window Warehouse has the right solution for you. We have surplus windows to suit the needs of any budget. We're located at 120 to 124 Bayfield Road East, Bayswater North. Give us a call, 8727 7506. That's 8727 7506. T&B Window Warehouse. Don't forget the name. Part of the EAL and AW Transport Group. Number 1 in window transport. Program sponsor.
Radio Eastern 98.1, this is Barry Godds here on the EFL Game Day. It's coming up to 4 o'clock and we'll be back for a Park Orchards Forest Hill game in just a moment. But let's check some AFL scores, and very interesting this afternoon over there at Amy Stadium in Adelaide. And Adelaide had a very big win over Geelong. Final score was Adelaide 19-8-122, defeated Geelong 10-12-72. So a 50-point win to Adelaide. And I may have suggested since Geelong have been beaten by 50 points. Major goal kickers for Adelaide. Walker ended up with 3 and 2 each to John Cock and Perenchio with 2. And the major goal scorer for Geelong was Duncan with 3, 2 to Christensen and Solid also 2. So a big win to Adelaide over there this afternoon by 50 points over the Cats. And the other game being played today is up there at Manuka Greater Western Sydney and Gold Coast, and it's about the halfway mark of the last quarter, and it's a very nip and tuck game, or nip and tuck game I should say, and currently Greater Western Sydney have a slender 2-point lead. They're 9-14-68 to Gold Coast, 9-12-6, so 2-point lead to Greater Western Sydney halfway through the last quarter. Major goal kickers for GWS, Smith with 2, and a major goal kicker for Gold Coast, Caddy with 2. And we'll have the final update scores a little bit later on, right here on EFL Game Day 1.
Every club expects high performance. Holden, you'll find the latest type of speed range, and the team will give you the best possible deal. So if you're looking for a high-performance HSV, look no further than Ferntree Gully Holden, Burwood Highway, Ferntree Gully, for a great deal, or visit www.ftgmotor.com.au. Ferntree Gully Holden, your community dealer. LMCT 443, a proud supporter of the Eastern Football League and Radio Eastern.
20% makes a lot of difference. Imagine your team kicking 20% less goals and being 20% behind on the scoreboard. Actually, let's not. Now, imagine using a Breeze tag account on EastLink and weekend car trips. No need to imagine, it's for real. Open your account online at eastlink.com.au and get 20% off car trips all weekend, every weekend on EastLink. Now, let's give my mate Ross 20% more stick for being 4 goals behind. Hey, Roscoe! EastLink, it's time better spent, like at the footy.
Program sponsor.
EFL Saturday Game Day continues. Let's head back and go local for your footy.
Oh, it's all happening out here in the eastern suburbs on the Eastern Football League this afternoon, and at three-quarter time in our Division 4 match of the day, it's a tough scrap, but it's a good one. Forest Hill 8-2-50 have hit the lead over Park Orchards 7-6-48. That is the score at three-quarter time. Templestowe are 14-9-93 to the Whitehorse Pioneers 6-1-37. 56-point lead to the Templestowe Football Club. In other games, Chirnside Park and Mitcham. Chirnside Park Doing it well over Mitcham at the moment. Chernside Park 9-15-64 to Mitcham 6-8-44. They lead by 20 points at three-quarter time. And over in Division 1, Lilydale 3-8-24. Trail Baldwin 8-4-52. So that's a good effort there by Baldwin. Carrying on from last week, they are in front by 28 points. Another score at quarter time in Division 1. Norwood 7-5-47, leading Knox 3-8-26, so a 21-point margin out there at Mullen Reserve. Division 2, Rowville 8-12-60, leading Bayswater 4-8-32. And as Ben Warren-Smith just mentioned, Doncaster East might be causing an upset over Donvale. Doncaster East 9-9-63, leading Donvale 6-9-45. And that's all the scores we have at the moment from around EFL grounds. Clubs are still in their huddles out on Domeney Reserve. Perfect time to head over Stats Sheet. All thanks to Yarra Valley Water. Be smart, choose tap water.
Yeah, that quarter was dominated by Park Orchards again. They had 61 possessions to just 69. Let's have a look at the game stats overall. It's inside forward 50s at pace. The possession count at the moment, 184 by 216. Handball count, 90 to Forest Hill, 74 to Park Orchards. The clearances at the moment are 35 to 29 Forest Hill. And the hit-outs, 49 hit-outs to 26 in favour of Park Orchards. The inside forward 50s in the game, 34 to 29 in favour of Park Orchards. And the free kick count, 28 to 22 in favour of Forest Hill. And the tackle count, 71 to Park Orchards, 64 to Forest Hill.
Thank you very much to Will Taylor. Thanks to Choose Tap Match Stats. Let's cross down boundary side to our Akira Urgent Care boundary riders who are out of the all-important three-quarter time huddles at three-quarter time. It's only a two-point ball game. We'll start with you, Jeff Manalitza, who was over at the Forest Hill huddle with Brett Shoulders.
Yeah, Brett Shoulders. He said that he liked them using the first option more in that quarter. He said that Park Orchards are a young team. Let's wear them down under the pressure. We must stop the stoppages there, and the defensive pressure was much better. Happy with Binks in that quarter, and he said the first goal's the key here. Nothing stupid. Don't give the umpires an excuse to play a free kick.
Park Orchards didn't kick a goal in the third quarter. Peter Nicholson wouldn't have been happy about that, Corey.
No, he wasn't. He said that he needed to make this win happen. They needed to make this win happen through work rate and intensity. He said that they're scared. It's our game. They need to attack on the trailer side out by you guys, and that they work harder in pre-season and training.
Thank you very much, Corey and Jeff. Thanks to Akira Urgent Care as Park Orchards get the first clearance. Bit of an ugly handball. They try and work it out, do Forest Hill as they get the rebound. Good work from Gallagher just to put his body on the line. Gets his handball off to Turner, who's been good in the second half. That was Luke to Ryan. Up towards the forward 50. Couldn't mark on that occasion was Gamble. Chance now off the bottom of the pack for Clark. Clears away. Up to the outer side wing. Bouncing ball in front of Walter. Quickly pursued by Hollower. Still a chance as they move forward, do Forest Hill. Series of handballs. Now Forest Hill towards the forward 50 out in front of Judge. But ball swirls over the boundary line and out of bounds. About 60 metres around from the Forest Hill goal. Last time these two sides kicked to this end in the second term, it was Park Orchards 4-2 to Forest Hill 3 straight. As ball's thrown in once again. Tapped down on this occasion by Gallagher over Sykes. Held up though, right on the corner of the square out of side.
Where will this game be won, Daniel Sensic?
I think with the efficiency on the scoreboard, BWS, look, Forest Hill have kicked the last six straight goals since quarter time, and obviously Park Orchards are struggling in that area.
They go inside forward 50 once again, bouncing ball. Free kick's been paid. It will go the way of Park Orchards. So they played their get out of jail free card early in this final term. Short chip out to the out to the commentary side, bouncing ball. Good work at the bottom of the pack was Ackers, gets his handball away. Park Orchards under a little bit of pressure. They try and get the clear and kick, bouncing ball right in front of our commentary position, and seeing it over the boundary line and out of bounds was Prome. So as we tick over a couple of minutes gone, it is Forest Hill leading by 2 points in this one. Tap down came from Sykes on that occasion. Good work from Clark, gets his handball away, but a free kick going the way of Clark for a push in the back after he got rid of it. Chance now as they go inside forward 50. Whitty manages to find his target. Couldn't quite take the mark on that occasion. Sykes still plenty of play. Plenty of numbers around the ball for both sides. Forest Hill, they'll get the free kick here for a high tackle. Slipped into that one. Another one. So trying to hold your feet is probably not the best idea, as free kicks have been paid all day for players slipping into tackles. And it helps when you're Michael Cardamone, who can line up for his second of the day and put his side 8 points in the lead. So just lining up. He's gone back on a bit of a Dennis Lilly style run-up. And can come now and kick his side's 9th for the day. They have 8-2 at the moment. Sticks it on the right boot and sets that one straight through the middle. So they open up a little bit of a buffer, do the Zebras. They move on to 9-2-56, leading the Park Orchards Sharks on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard 7-6-48. We'll cross boundary side thanks to Akira Urgent Care, Jeff and Corey.
Yeah, on the bench for Forest Hill to start this quarter. O'Sullivan again, the vice-captain, starting on the bench along with Lapthorne and Dylan Sinclair. Of course, running the legs is going to be vital for them with only 3 players on the bench. And Park Orchards.
Yeah, for Park Orchards, obviously number 13, David Baldy, is on the bench still with the shoulder. 16, Dane Egerton. 19, John Parks. And number 22, Samuel Eggleston.
Ball back in the middle of the ground. Gallagher got the knockdown. Forest Hill got the clearance, kicking inside towards the Cardamone direction. He had front spot but couldn't take the mark. Copped a little one on the way through too. It was a bit harsh. Ackers takes the mark. Going to kick it up towards the wing position. The kick wasn't too crash hot as Jones is in the front spot. He's going to take off now. He's at 50 metres. Jones, he set sail for goal. What a kick that is. Forest Hill are away in the final term and they picked there. That is his first for the afternoon. What a game this is that we are seeing. Ash Jones took off from the centre square, crossed the 50 and then banged it on his boot. And on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard, it's Forest Hill who are kicking away down.
Yeah, turning on the Jets there, did Jones against 2 or 3 opponents. Absolutely fantastic effort there. Stood up when it needed and they find themselves in front now by 14 points.
10 goals to 62. Forest Hill lead the home side by 14 points. There's a 28-point turnaround since probably the 20-minute mark of the third term. Park Orchards a 7 goals 6-48 with the ball back in the middle.
Haven't kicked a goal since the 27-minute mark of the second term. Park Orchards, on the other hand, it has been all Forest Hill in the second half. They've kicked 5 goals to 2 behind so far. And they now lead this one reasonably comfortably in the context of the game. Although having said that, we've only gone 5 or 6 minutes, so nothing done and dusted as yet. Forest Hill just buggerising around with it a little bit and they kick it out of bounds on the full. True centre wing out of side as it runs down the hill. And it'll be a free kick going the way of the Sharks. So a chance now for Park Orchards. Can they put one on here and get themselves right back in this game? The free kick will be going the way of Luke Turner. He's been very good for the Sharks. Came alive so far in this second half. Kicks up towards the forward 50. Bunch of players fly off the back of the pack. On that occasion it was Stoneham who takes the mark for Forest Hill. At half back, kicks up towards centre wing, looking for Judge. You'll find him, but Judge can't quite hold the mark. And almost a recipient of the handball there was Corey Hall. So ball to be thrown back in. On this occasion it was Gallagher tapping it forward. A chance now of running with the ball there was Fraser as he kicks inside forward 50 looking for Stevens. The kick was probably 1.5 metres too wide and goes out of bounds on the full. So it'll be a free kick going the way of Todd Berger.